Shalom, Mishpachah, shalom. And welcome to Saturday Night Live. It's supposed to be Friday Night Live, but in this case, we're having class tonight on Saturday night, the Heathen Saturday, because yesterday was Shabbat. I hope we can be heard and we can be seen. Let us know in the chat if we can be heard clearly, if we can be seen clearly. Shalom, Rebbe.
Shalom, shalom. Can I be heard?
Yeah, you can hear you. Bring the mic just a little bit closer.
A little closer? All right, how about this?
There you go. That's better. And shalom, Elder.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Kiefer.
Shalom,
Shalom,
family.
everyone out there. It's been a while.
The keeper seems pretty excited tonight.
I'm excited to see you, Rebbe.
Yeah, we're waiting on you.
I like that hat.
Huh?
Cool, there, boy.
I was just trying to make some adjustments with this camera and the lighting and everything else. I have to tweak some stuff in the background. It's just taking a little time. So
one day, Rebbe, one day we'll get it all together, man.
Yeah.
The Most High will bless us, then we'll be able to get the right platform.
That's right. Platform.
Just hanging in, man.
I don't know, when you have a right platform, then they start switching the game again.
That's all right.
And you got to keep switching the platforms just to keep up with the games. Play, but it is what it is.
We've been carrying this many years, so we still got it. And
hallelujah.
Yeah.
Well, shalom and happy Saturday Night Live, as Brother Shay correctly said. We have said yesterday that we're going to be doing Saturday nights until the cycle, the Shabbat cycle, changes again with the luminaries. So we're going to do this as much as we can, and hopefully everyone appreciate the little break in between, and hopefully it's not going to be too much of a stress, because I know some folks coming off from work on Fridays and then trying to catch the broadcast during the night. So hopefully with it kind of aligning with the Gentile Saturday, you should be able to come on in and fellowship with us. So we greet you all in the name of our King, and I hope that you had a pleasant day. It has been a beautiful day here with the weather and everything else, and able to apply ourselves to work and getting things done. So it was good, keeping the body busy, as tonight's class is about healthy Hebrews. And the Most High have always, the first thing, I don't know if Brother Shay's going to talk about it, but first thing that the Most High did when he created man was put him to work in a garden, right? He didn't put Adam in some place by the beach sipping pina coladas, teach him how to crush coconut and pineapple and make a drink. He taught him the importance of applying himself to the plow, to work. And that keeps your body going. It keeps your mind in the right place and such like. So health is very important for our people. Spiritual, mental, physical, you name it. So greetings, brethren, all over the world. Down in the Caribbean, shalom. In South and Central America, shalom. Right here in these divided states of America, shalom. To the Mishpachah over in Canada, shalom to each and every one of you. The UK, Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and every island of the sea, we greet you all by saying shalom, shalom, shalom to each of you. Hallelujah. So we're gonna turn it over to Elder.
All praises.
And he's gonna take care of the business of prayer. And we're gonna listen to what Brother Shay has to bring tonight. And I'm sure Keith is excited with some things too.
Oh, I'm excited, man. I'm so excited you don't even know it.
Say again.
I'm excited to be here. Give thanks.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yes, I too am excited, because the Lord said, occupy till he come, and that's what we are doing. All praises. Hallelujah. Let us pray, family. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings of the day. You have blessed us, you have guided us, you have protected us. Not us here alone, but all of us, where we all are gathered. Father, I pray that thou may comfort our hearts, that thou may bless us tonight with your words from Brother O'Shea and Brother Kifa reading. We pray, Father, that your blessing will be upon the class, upon every heart, those that are not feeling well. We ask you, Holy Father, in the name of our Lord and Savior, Yahushua, that thou may touch their bodies, that all will receive healing and give you thanks and praise. We thank you for the day. We thank you for your blessing. We thank you again for Brother Oshe. We pray that I may speak to him, through him and for him, and also Brother Kifa as he read, and also Brother Yona, our teacher. We pray that thou may bless him, Father, continually, and give him strength and courage, that he too will continue to feed the flock. Father, bless the words tonight as the words are teach tonight, that all of us will go to sleep with a special blessing tonight, and we'll give you thanks and praise because we love you and we thank you. Through your son Yeshua we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Elder.
All right, Elder, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Well, Mishpachah, again, shalom, and welcome to Saturday Night Live, as we said. Mishpachah, in the chat, before I start, give me a word, past tense, for the word tired and exhausted. Give me turd. You said, sis, you said turd?
Turd. That's a form of something.
You said weary, Ema? I think I'm past weary too. Yeah, I don't know if I have fumes, but you know, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy being in the presence. I enjoy doing the work of the Most High. So it doesn't matter if I have, you know, my last breath. I enjoy doing that. And it's just to say that no matter what, as long as the Most High is, you know, here and wants me to do something, I'm available. I always tell people, make yourself available no matter the situation. The Most High is going to do the rest. Well, tonight we're going to talk about healthy Hebrews, okay? Knowing, applying, and living. Because a lot of times we know a lot of stuff. We are living in the age of information. We have a lot of information readily available to us. We can grab our smart devices, tablets, computers, jump on the internet, social media, go down to the library. For those of you who still use a library, and you can find out a lot of information on health. Mm-hmm. But here is the big problem. A lot of us don't apply it. All we do is talk about things, but we're not doing it. We're talking, but we're not walking. You know, there's a saying, don't just, talk about it, be about it.
True.
So tonight, hopefully we can learn some things that we can apply and start living, because that's what the Most High intended for mankind to do, especially Israel, is to live, keep the Torah and live. That is the whole duty of man.
Right.
The whole reason why we are here.
By all means.
Yes. So we're going to go through some things tonight. It's not going to be some type of a lecture or deep into scripture or Torah. I'm going to pull some precepts here and there. We're going to talk about some vitamins and foods and nutrients and things that we need to apply to ourselves and what we can do. And also look at two videos that was kind of interesting. I think we'll start on the video first, though, just to kind of set the stage. So let me, hold on, just back here. All right, so pull this to the side. Let us see. Let us start with this one first. I hope everyone is doing well. How are you feeling today, Kiefer? You feeling good?
I'm feeling good. I mean, it's a very important subject. I mean, with the ongoing difficulties that we are having to secure proper food, which is a nourishment, and it's a very important part and aspect of our life. Mm-hmm. And all the different things we're finding out, the Red 40 and all that, which we had classes on before that Rebbe have given.
Yeah.
I mean, this health issue and this health class is a very important thing. So I hope everyone learns something and applies something and is able to share with someone.
All right, let's look at this video. Fair use. This is just something to kind of start off on, to tell us why we need to stick to the healthy things.
It takes over 40 gallons of sap to make just one jug of real maple syrup. That's why one of these bottles can cost $10. And grocery stores are flooded with imitation syrups that don't have any maple sap at all. In fact, tons of expensive foods we love eating might not be the real thing, including wasabi, vanilla, and truffle oil.
the main reason why this happens, it's all about money.
Some of this is legal.
Mhm.
As long as products that aren't the real deal disclose it on the packaging, even if it's a bit sneaky. But often it's illegal, with entire criminal rings behind these counterfeit foods. Globally, the fraudulent food industry could be worth $40 billion.
A lot of money.
The sort of least end of it, you're getting ripped off.
Look how excited he is.
At the worst end, you're literally getting poisoned.
So, how did fake food take over our grocery stores, restaurants, and kitchens? And how do counterfeiters get away with it? We travel around the world to learn how to spot the real stuff.
Because the Most High create things that are natural for us. And again, the devil uses his federation to make money and to continue to destroy what the Most High has put out. So there is so much dangerous things out there. But the good thing is, Mishpachah, when we are obedient, the Most High protects us. That's the key. It's not for us to worry about these things, but it's for us to pay attention and not get mixed up and fooled with these things. Okay, because some people says, "Well, what's the sense? Everything is contaminated. Everything is bad."
I'm gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
That's usually the claim.
And which is foolish. But when you apply the precepts and you apply the Torah, the Most High is going to protect you, just the same way He did all throughout each captivity from the beginning.
True.
Why would He choose some set of people and say, "I love them. They're the best of the best," and destroy them?
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, the greatest secret that has ever been told throughout mankind and in my years of living was that the devil doesn't exist. And the people are still confused over what the Most High looks like. Now, when I say the Most High, I'm talking about the Son of God, the Son of Elohim. I'm not talking about the Most High that Hollywood portrays that while they're giving the signal of Baphomet and all this other stuff.
Mhm.
I'm talking about the Most High, meaning the Most High who we believe in. So, as I've always said, health is wealth. And with the experience that me and Brother O'Shea has, as far as the quote unquote studies of this world in the culinary field,
Mhm.
we have seen a lot of things. And this is why this subject means a lot to me, because there's so much bamboozling that a lot of the people out here are not aware of.
Yeah.
And what you put into you is what sustains you, and it's sad because a lot of the things they're so cryptic with reading and hiding the information that you can't even get it. You can't understand it. It's some kind of scientific word.
Mhm.
But
It's crazy, and the Most High has blessed us to be able to see these things on all levels.
mhm.
All right, let's continue watching this video.
First up, truffles. Hate to break it to you, but your $15 truffle fries don't have any truffle on them.
What is called truffle oil is entirely made in a laboratory. It has nothing to do with mushrooms.
No surprise.
Yep.
Yep.
Real truffles are pricey and rare, and they need specific conditions to grow, usually in places like Italy and France or here in the UK.
That's why it grows there, because the Most High put those things for Esau to deal with. Okay.
Right.
No Hebrew's supposed to be messing with shrooms.
Mhm.
Let Esau, the dogs, the pigs, everything, dig those things up and enjoy it.
And that dog has undergone the same thing as any ICE operated dog or any TSA operative dog that looks or law enforcement dog that looks for cocaine. This dog goes through the same process as far as looking for truffles, because that's all it knows. It goes crazy over truffles.
Truffles are always found with trees, and they have to be the right type of trees.
He looked like a truffle.
Under the ground, the truffle is just a fruiting body, so in accordance with an apple.
We used to train pigs to find the fungi, but now
See, I just told you. They train the pigs to find this stuff. Okay.
mostly dogs do the sniffing.
Good boy, thank you. Good boy, come. So it's told us it's still in the ground. So do I want to take it out of the ground or not? It all depends if it's ripe. If it's unripe, there's no point in having it. So the nose comes into play, and we actually sniff the ground for
Yeah,
it.
he's doing the same thing the dog does.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's probably about 70, 80 grams. Once the truffle is out of the ground.
Now, who priced these things?
It's the same people that price cockroaches in the water. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Sister Angela, truffles are, any fungus is unclean. Mosai says you must have seed in order to eat them. And fungus does not have seed. It has
I think
spores.
you need to pull up the scripture on that.
All right, let me pull it up. Let's pull it up.
So that everyone can see it.
Yeah, and remember the key word, fungus.
You know,
if you notice, we're living in an age where most of the foods that we eat are seedless. There's no genealogy behind the seed, behind the fruit. They basically remove the thing from producing an offspring, right? And it's the same thing with human beings and everything else on this earth. They deliberately want to stop the production at the Most High, the order of the Most High's production.
All right, Genesis chapter 1, verse 11, verses 12.
And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit, after his kind, whose seed is in itself.
No, whose spore is in itself.
Whose seed is in itself.
So seed, go ahead.
Upon the earth, and it was so.
Okay, verse 12.
And the earth brought forth grass and herb, yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself, after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good.
So when we look into it some more, and I've done classes on this, you can probably go to the channel and find the videos, but there's more in depth that it has to have seed in order for you to partake of it and eat it. Just briefly, because we're not going to get into too much of it.
So the technical word for that would be GMO.
The seeds, I mean, not the seeds, the fungus have spores. They don't have seeds. So they grow in the air, and they can grow anywhere. And usually, majority of the time, they are found on things that are decaying or dead. Yep. If the earth is sick, this is where these things come up. And it's designed, that's what it is. A mushroom is a fungus.
I mean, I'm saying the mushroom itself, you know, because when you say truffle, people don't realize it's a mushroom.
Yeah, it's a mushroom.
You know, but it is a mushroom, just like mushrooms in itself is grown from dead trees, or sometimes by itself because of the climate it's under, because it has to be in a very dark, dingy, dirty type climate in order for it to grow. So remember, it's a fungus. You don't go around eating viruses. I mean, it's picture somebody scraping the innards part of their toes, or fungus toes.
It's some good flavor. All right, we're talking about healthy Hebrews. We ain't talking about funky toes and scraping spores.
Yes.
So, Mishpachah, just to answer the question, we're not supposed to eat mushrooms and funguses and anything without seed. We just found out recently that sea moss doesn't have seed; it is spores. But seaweed has seed. There's a difference, okay? Yeah. So we just have to do our research, and as we learn, we apply, and we make ourselves better. That's all we have to do, okay? All right, let's continue. I'm gonna pull up that article up just now, Rebbe.
The clock is ticking. It's just sort of slowly going to degrade over time.
People have learned how to farm truffles successfully. About 80% of the black truffles we consume are now cultivated, but it can still take as long.
I'm gonna pause a minute. Let me fast forward a little bit because truffles is one thing that they talk about. All right, let's go right here a minute.
Be the trickiest. It's usually just olive or sunflower oil with a touch of a synthetic compound derived from petroleum called 2,4-dithiapentane.
Chemicals.
It contains the same aromatic component of foot odor.
See, smelling like feet. It gives it a foot odor. And then they say, oh, this is truffles.
That's why you get that earthy taste and can sometimes smell gas.
Anything with a truffle flavor added to it is really problematic. Truffle is not a product that lends itself to being either made in oil or steeped in oil.
You can tell it's artificial when you see words like truffle flavoring or aroma on a package. The most foolproof, though, see it shaved right in front of you.
It should look like a truffle, look like a mushroom.
All right, let's fast forward that one. The next is syrup now.
As much as half of what's labeled 100% maple syrup might be fake. Real maple syrup is tapped from trees.
And I did get to try that Canadian maple syrup. That was delicious. That's some good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Canada produces 85% of the world's real supply. But the US set production records in 2022 thanks to brands like Sapjack out of Vermont. The company steam heats its sap. Then machines filter and bottle the syrup, usually within 6 hours. It takes about 44 gallons of sap to make just 1 gallon of real maple syrup,
I mean,
which is
it's been 10 years now since we finished culinary school. You should have had that for breakfast. I mean, because when we went through culinary school, all of these things were sampled. They show us the fake one, we had the real one, and we had breakfast at the time with the real stuff. So this is an eye opener that people really have to take the time out. Just like we search the scriptures for information, we have to really take an effort to search out the ingredients. And if you can't, and the key of looking into ingredients is if a child do not know what it is, you shouldn't really be messing with it. You know, if a child cannot read it at an elementary school level, and the ingredients isn't something that has 1 or 2 lines, really shouldn't be messing with it, because there's so much synthetics in there that always comes back to be very harmful to our bodies.
It's so sad that you have to read the ingredients, because water is not water anymore. Air is not air anymore.
True.
So you're like,
but see, that's the thing. They put the FDA in charge of the things that we're supposed to really not worry about. But in turn, like Rebbe said, you always have to go upstream before you drink downstream.
The FDA is the fallen demon angels. That's what I call them.
Why real maple syrup can cost about 6 times more than pancake syrup. The imitation kind is often a mix of corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, caramel color, and added flavorings. This kind of syrup isn't illegal, and you can tell it's not real maple when you see words like pancake syrup or table syrup on the label, while the authentic kind will say 100% or pure, and have just maple syrup on the ingredients list. But there's a more nefarious kind of syrup fraud. The FDA says companies have previously bottled up fake syrup, labeled it 100% real syrup, and pocketed the profits. And that's illegal. In that case, it might be best to look at the consistency. Real syrup is often thinner than fake corn-based syrups. Wasabi is probably the most widely faked food on our list.
There's another one.
It's estimated only 1% of American wasabi and 5% of Japanese wasabi is real. Most of it is actually a mixture of horseradish, a sweetener, and a food starch.
It's just funny to me when people say, like, oh, I love wasabi, I love sushi here. And I'm thinking, like, well, you've never had good sushi and you've never had any wasabi, but, you know.
The FDA...
And again, just real quick, Mishpaka, for some of you who don't know, sushi is not raw fish. Sushimi is raw fish.
Exactly.
So know the difference. Sushi is just rice, the nice sticky sweet rice that the Japanese use, and you have the seaweed that they make into a paper form, and you put that, and then you can put anything in the inside. You can put vegetables, you can put cooked fish, or cheese and different things like that, and you can have it. And that's the best way to have it. So when you hear sushi, don't think raw fish, but always know what you're having. You don't want to have unclean crustaceans that they would mix in it sometimes. You have to know what you're getting into. Okay.
Just be very careful, you know, especially when you go to these hot pocket places or these you know, places at stations that cook in front of you. Most of the time they have shrimps, and yes, I know you think it's shrimp, but it's shrimps. Little crustaceans and cockroaches and everything that they feed people. But if it's more safer doing it at home, you know, in the culinary world, there's something called research and development. And most of the stuff that you see are done in those labs. And we have seen those labs. We have seen what they've done to make meat look the medallion shape, what the meats look like. We've been to factories. We've sampled the good stuff and also know the fake stuff. And we have to identify those things in many of our courses and tests that's there. So if you really want to know always read the ingredients, and always, it's better off cooking at home, especially when we have the dietary laws to follow. I understand, we have to eat in a shambles sometimes and take a chance, but be very mindful of what you do, because once you get it in your system, it's very hard to get it out.
Oh yeah. Elder?
Yes, shalom family.
Shalom.
Shalom. What I want to say, when Elohim called Israel coming down, he give them the law, he give them the Torah, and he give them what they have, what is clean to eat. Everything that is clean, he tell them to eat. Noah, from there he began it and continue up to today. And we have it written down in Torah, what we should eat, what we shouldn't eat. So I'm very grateful again that Brother Oshe bring up this teaching tonight. All praises.
And like I said, I did the clean and unclean foods class several times. There's a video out too. Maybe somebody can find the video and post it in the chat. But the Most High give the clean and unclean diet from the beginning. Okay, and I would say he did the what do you call when you add on something, when you amend? He did an amendment during Noah's time to add the meat part to it, because Adam had the clean and unclean all the way through, even with Noah, to know what animal is clean and what's unclean. But as far as eating the meat now, that came later on after the flood. So we've done the classes on that to kind of get the understanding. So if you have any questions on that, just jump on that. But let's get back to the video, because we have a lot to cover tonight, some interesting things.
It doesn't have specific guidelines for the term wasabi, so only its rules on labeling would apply. As long as the ingredients list is accurate, it's legal to label something prepared wasabi, even if it's just horseradish.
Not going to make you sick to eat it, just doesn't taste as good.
Real wasabi is related to cheap veggies like horseradish, cabbage, or broccoli, but it can cost nearly 30 times more. For one, there's way more demand than supply. Wasabi is surprisingly rare. It's considered the hardest plant to farm commercially in the world. It grows naturally along Japanese mountain springs, where the temperatures are mild and there's enough shade and gravel soil. The Wasabi Company, based in the UK, is the first commercial grower in Europe. The company has recreated the conditions of Japan, but it still takes 18 months before the plant is ready for harvesting.
The harvesting will be done by hand, and then it's a laborious process to break it apart, the whole plant, and then clean up the rhizomes. There's no machine that's gonna help you pull this out of the ground and trim it up fit for the sushi counter.
Okay, so I posted a link in the chat so you guys can have. Let me fast forward a little bit, because I don't want us to focus on that. We're just looking at a couple of things that people do, and then some other videos.
Authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, and they're under strict regulations. It can only be made in one region of Italy called Emilia-Romagna. This is the sole place in the world that has all three bacteria needed to give parm its distinct taste. Cheese masters combine day-old skim and fresh milk. They add whey and rennet, then they split the milk into curds. The mixture cooks for 5 minutes to kill off bacteria and to settle the curds at the bottom of the vat. What's left is a massive 220-pound curd. Cheesemakers dump it into molds and add stencils to identify the cheese as authentic. The wheel heads to brining to form a rind, and then a huge aging room.
Se loro ci sono, fermentano le componenti del latte negli aromi, profumi e sapori tipici del parmigiano.
It takes at least 1 year.
Who likes Parmesan? Put a 1 in the chat.
Real Parmesan.
I like Parmesan,
Aging for it to develop these crunchy crystals. They're buildups of amino acids, and they hold the cheese's umami taste. But some will stay here for up to a decade. The longer they mature, the more crystals form, and the more valuable they become. One wheel can cost well over $1,000. But other countries have different laws. In the US, you can legally call something Parmesan without following the strict Italian rules for Parmigiano
Only in the US.
Reggiano. For example, American Parm can be aged for only 10 months, whereas in Italy, at least a year is required. But grated cheese is even further from the real thing.
Yes, Mr. McCall. When you buy cheese, don't buy grated cheese anymore. Buy the block of cheese or the sliced cheese and grate it yourself, because they put something in there. Actually, they put two things in there. Yes, sometimes sand gets in there too, but wood is the type of wood they put in there as a filler.
Sawdust.
And then there's another chemical that they put in there as, I forget what it's called, but it's a preservative that causes, in the long run, it's not good for your health.
Yeah, digestive problems later on.
Yeah. So if you want the real cheese, when you buy cheese, buy the block of cheese, grate it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, do a little physical work.
I mean, that's basically when you go to a fine dining restaurant, the person stand over your thing and
grate the cheese, yeah.
So, I mean.
In the US, producers are allowed to mix in fillers like rice flour or cellulose, commonly obtained from wood pulp.
See, there it is, wood pulp.
Yep.
So you've been eating a lot of wood lately, Miss Picard.
Yep.
Instead of the mac and cheese, you have the mac and wood.
Yep.
They're used to keep the grains from sticking together. The Center for Dairy Research suggests keeping cellulose levels between 2 and 4%.
That's what they say.
But the problem is companies aren't required to list the percentages of these fillers.
That's right.
And often, no one's checking. In 2016, Bloomberg reported Walmart's Great Value 100% Parmesan had 7.8% cellulose, nearly double the suggested limit. Some 50 lawsuits were filed alleging the labeling was misleading, but a judge dismissed them all. But there's a more nefarious kind of parm fraud, where criminals label counterfeit cheese as real Italian Parmigiano Reggiano. Estimates put these illegal sales at $2 billion each year. Phony cheeses are hurting the real Parmigiano industry in Italy.
They lose market share and value. Half the people in Parma's life depends upon the Parma.
What's that? Whole Foods, Mr. Picard. If you have a Whole Foods near you, when you get a chance, go down there. The experience is good because there's a cheese section. You can actually read and see on the label. It has goat, sheep, cow, and many different flavors they put in it. Garlic and blueberries and all kinds of different things that they infuse in the cheese. It's really good.
Also, if you happen to be lucky like we are and have a Harris Teeters, which is also
they have
a
that
brand
too.
of Kroger's, they have that just like how it's set up in.
Expensive though.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that really you're gonna pay for whatever is healthy. And a lot of people look and say, I don't have the money for it. Well, it's better to not have the money for it than have the money for it when you end up on the surgery table, because you have to remember, this is not Russian roulette you're playing with. You don't know if the person that is going to operate on you was a D minus, student, or a student that missed a lot of days in school that just happened.
And we see a lot of those students.
Listen, we saw a lot of those students cooking in culinary school. And
I wouldn't even take a glass of water from them.
Trust me, when you talk about hygiene and a lot of different things. An uncle of mine said, cheap things ain't good and good things ain't cheap. So you have to remember costs, and it's just like having a foreign car. You pay up front, whereas you don't pay, in the long run for all the repairs. So take your food, take your things seriously, because the things we find out today that is good, tomorrow we're going to find out that those things are unhealthy.
Yeah.
So it's best to be on the safe side than be on the sorry side.
I see a lot of Hebrews got different sayings too. Buy less to get the best. Your health is wealth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. And these nice high-end stores are always in Esau's neighborhoods. Guess what they put in our neighborhood, Mr. Picard?
Man,
they have every time you drive on the road, there's a Dollar General.
Yep.
There's a Family Dollar. There's a Dollar Tree. Gas stations.
So you get in your vehicle, make sure it's well gassed, and you drive to those neighborhoods that have the stores that will have, because they cater to you that don't know any better or have a certain amount of money. And this is why we always try to push the lifestyle of cash right living, or the shalom lifestyle, because then you could plant a tree on your property. You can plant something that can sustain you. While everyone was going crazy with the Dovak 91, I'm sure if you could read backwards, you know what I'm talking about. We were basically happy because we were without limitations of dealing with the craziness.
Mm-hmm.
We had mint tea on the property that we were able to take and make mint tea to drink. We had lemongrass that we were able to take. You didn't have to buy those things because they basically sustain themselves once you plant them and you water them, keep them, take care of them. If you take care of it, it'll take care of you.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything in life.
That's why the Shalom life is so important, because there is hard work involved, which you're gonna get your exercise. It helps to reduce your stress level to some degree, but you have control. You know, you can grow and experience what life is all about.
That's
by
right.
the Most High, to see something sprout from seed and produce food for you. But you know, we have been trained and we have been duped that the modern world of easy access is the right way to go. And with that type of belief system, unfortunately, what's pinned to that, what's attached to that thing right there is the doctors and the scientists and all that stuff that you have to go to get the problems removed from your body and your mind. It's no wonder that we find most of the news out there is actually financed by the pharmaceutical and these different companies, right? The news, YouTube is another platform has been sponsored by a lot of pharmaceuticals and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem. And then the people who claim to be fighting for a cause, like it's a surprise that you have something called it here in America, the FDA, that's supposed to let us know that that we're eating not Parmesan cheese. There's no cheese. It's just wood pulp,
flavored wood.
You know what I mean? Flavored wood pulp or whatever it is. They're not really banning this stuff. These are the same people who have been financed by the same pharmaceutical companies. When you listen to some of these open meetings, congressional meetings and stuff like that, you'll find that a lot of times when people are questioning those people who are going to make change or supposed to make change, those people who question them heavily have been funded by the pharmaceutical companies, vaccine companies, you name it.
Yep. And this is why tonight we're going to look into the healthy side of it. So we're going to watch another minute of this video, and then we're going to jump into the class, okay? And then I have some articles that Ruby sent I want to pull up too.
That's a pork place.
Yeah, prosciutto is
a ham or a Parmesan cheese industry. And so there's a big impetus to protect that.
So while you're standing in the cheese aisle, how do you make sure you're grabbing the authentic parm? Well, first, maybe don't buy those shakers. Each chunk of the wheel will have a part of the words Parmigiano Reggiano spelled out in dots. It'll also have a protected designation of origin, or DOP label.
The real Parmesan cheese from Italy is readily
available
for
a second?
In any supermarket, certainly any cheap.
Can you go back just a little, just back to that thing right there? I something I want to say. Now, just looking at this this cheese wheel here, right? How many of us will have the education, right, to even recognize this kind of stuff? And how many of our homes are set up where those who go out to purchase the goods have done their research, right, to have a shopping list based upon sound research, and then go out and you know exactly where to go, right, where to spend your money and such like. Do we have anything like that among us as a people, or we just go and just grab stuff off the shelf because it looks enticing or whatever? So that's a question I think we're going to put on the table for all of us to take a look at, right?
Yeah, it's a second job, because when we go shopping to get groceries, Maisha does all the research and stuff, and then we come back, we sit down, we look at different things, then we get to the store, and you gotta go through the shelf, you gotta find everything, and they update the labels every so often. So when you used to buy something and you take it up now it changes. Just like the milk you showed the other day. I don't know if do you remember, and I'll pull it
Yes.
up again, where now they're putting other things inside of it and it's changing. So you have to go back and do the research and read. Then when you get home now, you have to unpack and wash and clean the stuff, because in those pre-packages it says wash, right?
True.
When you get home and you wash it and you look at the water that comes from the wash, you see bugs, you see dirt, you see all
But
kinds of
you pick
stuff.
up the chicken or the meat and you see there's a tampon underneath it, right? And then you disregard the fact that you need to wash it.
And they say,
you're just gonna cook it.
there are videos out there that tell you don't wash your chicken because bacteria is going to fly all over. These people are nasty.
Yeah, when it comes to salads, I mean, I'm very particular about salads and fish. You know, fish is something that fish is something that it has to be eaten fresh, right? It's a very sensitive thing that comes from the ocean. And your salads, although you want your salads raw, which we should eat our salads raw, right? Most of us, when we buy something from the store, it says in the label, triple washed, right? So we're thinking, hey, I don't have to do anything to this thing, right? There are some people who would actually take the stuff, put it together, and serve that to you.
Oh, yeah.
They will never take the time and soak the thing in water and wash it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And there are people that will be around you, and if you don't keep an eye on them, they will do that too.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be sneaky about it.
Now, like I said, I've even taken a video of it. The water was so dirty from the so-called pre-washed salad, because that's what it says in the package, pre-washed. We take it out.
Believe them.
We get a white bowl. We throw everything in there. We soak it with water.
Believe them.
And when it was finished, that water was dirty. It looked like bath water when it was finished. And we wash our vegetables. We wash our fruits. Peel off all those stickers, scrub them, because they put wax and different things to spray on it. And also, I don't know if you remember, there was a idiot Hebrew. I don't know if he was a Hebrew, but he was going around with these stupid challenges on TikTok and whatever it is. And he was spraying pesticide in Walmart and recorded himself, but he got arrested.
Oh, yeah.
And people do those things. People pass around and spray stuff, sneeze, dogs in the car, everything. Mr. McCall always saying is wash your stuff, okay? Be clean. We are the children of the Most High, and we have to represent the Most High in cleanliness. Vinegar, lime, some to wash your stuff. All right, let's finish this one more minute of this video, and then we're going to
have a protected designation of origin, or DOP label.
Real Parmesan cheese from Italy is readily available. Almost any supermarket, certainly any cheese shop. Sometimes it's cheaper than some of the fake versions.
The other tell is taste. Parmigiano Reggiano, depending on the age, will have those crystals that pack a fruity and nutty flavor. Just like Parmesan, vanilla can have some confusing labeling. It's estimated just 1% of all vanilla products in the world are real. Most of the legit stuff comes from Madagascar.
Stop. 1%?
Yes.
Of everything in the world?
Yes.
1% of everything in the world is real. 1%.
Yes.
1%.
That's all you deserve, Robbie. That's all you deserve.
Of everything is real.
Especially when you less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
Yes, Robbie, yes. And especially if you live in a city.
Make the time short. Destroy the enemy.
No, Robbie.
Yes,
After less than 1%, the chemical they put in it again.
Yeah. All right, let me play it again. I know some misbreak. It went right over the head.
What they're showing here is the actual
vanilla bean.
You have to cut it open and scrape it, basically.
Yes.
So there's a difference between vanilla and then vanilla bean.
Yes.
So if it doesn't say vanilla bean, it's not vanilla.
No, it's artificial flavored chemical, probably the tail of a beaver.
Yeah.
The beaver bile.
Yeah, so that means that we have to try to get the bean itself, right? And plant the thing ourselves. Even saffron. Saffron is another plant.
Just like this information that we're putting out here, it's going to be less than 1% is actually going to go out and actually do this. And less than 1% is going to go to the shalom lifestyle. Less than 1% is going to say, well, you know, Rebbe was right.
This is too hard. This is too much work.
Should we close the class up right now?
Wait, let me go here a minute. Let me go back here a minute. So he
Right.
says, knowing, applying, and living. See, Hebrews want to skip the applying part because it's too hard. It's too much work.
Yeah, it's too much
When you
work.
gotta physically
just-
go and watch the stuff or do the research or plant your stuff is too much work. Hebrews are just lazy, you
I
know.
mean, lemon pepper wings.
If it's not wrapped in plastic, it's not legit.
Exactly.
All right, let's hear it again. Less than 1%. Listen.
John, vanilla can have some confusing labeling. It's estimated just 1% of all vanilla products in the world are real.
So 1%. Okay. So 1% are real.
Most of the legit stuff comes from Madagascar, where farmers pollinate orchids by hand. The beans are boiled and sun-dried at a processing facility. Workers hand massage each pod to release the chemical vanillin. The beans
Now, let me go back here real quick. Now, hold on a minute.
That's not Europe. That's not Europe.
No,
Madagascar.
that's Madagascar. That's the island right of Africa.
I thought Europe had everything. I thought Europe was the first world country
Oh, no.
with all the good stuff.
Getting confused now.
I thought Europe was the first world country that we need to bow. We need to bow and kiss the toes of these people because they're number one.
Yes, textbooks. Hey, they just had a study on that. Don't even talk about that right now.
Yeah,
They
we're
said
not
you
talking
only
about Texas
need to
tonight.
bed- you
Texas.
only need to bed once a week. That's basically what they're saying now. That's anyway. Let's go to.
All right, so we see a bunch of women on here. Now, would our sisters take the time and do this?
Nope.
All right, I just wanted to bring that to see visually what they have to do, and they don't make a lot of money doing this. Esau is making the money, not them.
workers hand massage each pod to release the chemical vanillin. The beans then soak in a mixture of alcohol and water to make the extract.
Yeah, that's how they make it.
The whole thing is laborious and expensive. So in the US, many brands sell imitation versions using lab-made vanillin.
Always the U.S.
It's either derived from petroleum or
Petroleum.
Oil again. Oil again. Oil again.
So when you go to the store, love, don't forget to pick up a bottle of oil, petroleum.
Yeah.
So I want to bake a cake.
No, just
Yeah.
go straight. to the
Pick up
car.
pick up a bottle, an ounce of petroleum. I want to make a cake.
Benzoate,
Yep.
citric acid.
from compounds found in clove oil, wood, and bark.
Mhm.
And that's legal as long as artificial flavoring is listed on the package.
Right.
So whenever you see this mishpachah, honestly, try to stay away from this.
Yeah. If you can. I mean, we know that we are struggling out here and no one is, in the billionaires club or anything like that out here. And, everyone's living a certain lifestyle. But remember, if you set yourself up for failure, you're going to get it.
In other words, put the work in to get to the point where you're not contaminating yourself.
And
That's basically what it
you have
is.
to set standards when it comes to these kind of things. I mean, I've before I go, if I go in a restaurant and have to go out, I check the bathroom first. Make
Yeah.
sure the bathroom is clean because everyone has to use the bathroom, even the staff. And
Yeah.
if the bathroom is dirty, that tells you something about the
Look at the
kitchen.
bathroom. Look at
The
the
tables.
rating on their little sticker too.
Yes, and those are the scores. The menu. You have to look at the menu. If the menu is dirty, and they don't take time to wipe the menu or even the bottles of ketchup or whatever you
Mhm.
decide to use.
Look at the staff
it's very-
fingernails.
exactly. Those are a lot of things. If the floor smells bad, look bad, those are things that I look at, and also I look for the exits, how to get out of there. In case something happens.
Hey.
So those are things that I always look at and look for when I go to a restaurant, and I would turn around in a heartbeat and tell them, "Listen, please don't even, thank you, bye," and I would leave.
Yeah.
I don't mess with no pasta.
You-
Red. I don't mess with red pasta.
You don't want no red pasta.
No, I don't want no
All right,
red pasta because
That's another subject.
yeah, that's
All right,
yeah.
let's finish this little piece here about the vanilla, and then we'll move on.
But it could be more dangerous in other countries. In 2008 in Mexico, some products labeled as vanilla were found to be made from the beans of a tonka tree, a completely different plant.
Oh, yeah.
They contained a toxic substance called coumarin that's banned in the US and is dangerous for people on blood thinners. These illegal products were sold all over the Americas. So how can you tell what's real? Many vanilla products like ice cream and cookies get away with using the imitation stuff by just saying natural flavoring on the ingredient
When you see that, try to stay away from that. Run away from natural flavoring, okay?
list. The real stuff will list vanilla bean extractives. Also, take a look and a whiff. In this test we did, the authentic vanilla smelled much stronger of alcohol, and it was much cloudier than the fake stuff.
And it's very important. Now pull back a little bit. I want people to see, especially in the chat, all people to understand. Stop right there. When you see that part right here which says the UD, which we always look for to see if it's kosher, always make sure, although it says UD, read the ingredients. Although it says kosher or parve or whatever, read the ingredients, because remember, we're taking these as information that is according to our standards and dietary needs. Now, halal is a little bit different, but still, again, you still have to read the ingredients. Do not just say UD and pick it up, or just see it says chicken and pick it up, because a lot of things may say chicken, but then your sausage or your meat is wrapped into a casing of pork, or
infused with pork fat or drippings or whatever.
Drippings or whatever for flavoring. Natural flavoring could mean anything. Anything.
It could be cockroaches because it's natural.
It's natural. You know, so always remember that. Look at where it's being. I know it's a lot of research. I know. Probably giving me a headache right now, but look at where it's being. Like, it tells you what factory and all those things that is in there. And like it says, do not use if the seal is under cap, is missing or broken, because people like to touch stuff and play with it and then put it back in the shelf. So be careful.
Vanilla bean extractives.
You want to say something, Emma? Get the mic.
Shalom, brethren.
Shalom.
No wonder why there's so many people come up with high blood pressure.
Exactly.
And diabetes.
Yes. Diabetes is a main leading.
That's the body.
Yeah. And they're really hoping that these things happen, because you're going to end up having to pay for those things.
Pharmaceutical companies, again, are behind a lot of this stuff.
They create the problem, and then they have a solution to the problem that they're still going to get paid for, because you're going to, like, I just retired and I want to be able to spend my last few years. I don't want to kick the bucket yet. And hey, look, you caused this.
Also, take a look and a whiff. In this test we did, the authentic vanilla smelled much stronger of alcohol, and it was much cloudier than the fake stuff.
All right, we'll stop it because this video is a little long. Let me stop that in a minute. And let me pull this up real quick. Rebbe, you wanted to share something here? Let's see.
What you saw, the people like eating, those kind of things you just saw flickered on the screen. Caviar, basically from a surgeon fish, unless you from salmon.
I just think that because we know that we are Israelites, and being an Israelite means that we have to be set apart, you know what I mean, as priests, kings amongst these nations. The Most High has a high requirement from us, right? The expectation is much higher. And with that said, the Bible did say in Ezekiel that we will eat our bread defiled among the heathen.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we know all those different things, but at the same time, with the knowledge who we are and the striving to achieve recognition, good graces of our King, we have to take the initiative to do more research and application, as you said in your first slide, your initial slide, not just knowing, but the application and the living, the life is important. So I believe that when we talk about being an Israelite, it should be common among all, whether it's a camp, a synagogue, a group, or whatever. It should be something of a more regular conversation to have, like what we're doing now. But what I find is that there's more social arguments about who slept with who and all kinds of stuff among some of these camps and other nonsense. When important things like this is necessary, you know, we have too much stuff going on around the world for us to be tied up into gossip and arguments amongst each other.
Yeah.
This stuff is important because
and, you know, Rebbe, I mean, to cut you off. A lot of people take a lot of time to have clothes that they like. They find out who makes it and the material and all this stuff, but they wouldn't really take the time to do the research, like you said, as far as the food. You know,
this is the article you sent, Rebbe.
Mm-hmm.
BBC News. Should we be worried about vegan ultra processed foods? And you can see beautiful looking plastic food on mess.
Yeah, you can skim through that, and it says their vegan diets can contain more UPFs, ultra processed foods, on an average. But this might not be a problem, you know. So it's just showing you that, because this idea, like, go back to the picture with the burger, right? I mean, just look at that. For it to taste like something that you're familiar with, which is beef, you got to process it. You have to combine stuff and make stuff stick together, and you got to take bits and pieces of other things like beans. Okay, so we want to have the texture of meat. So what's the closest thing that has that texture? We want to have that granular feel. We want to do this, so you get rice, and you extract the parts of rice and the parts of beans, and then you get the flavoring of this, and then you have to process it. So yeah, it's coming from plants, but the problem is that it's ultra processed. You got to run this thing through and mix and taste and mix, and then by the time you're done with it, it's not healthy. Now, if you want to tell me you want to be a vegan, then go in your backyard, pull up a carrot, pull some green beans off, string beans off your vine, and put that thing in a food processor, meaning like a blender or something, or a mortar and pestle, and pound that thing and grind it and make that into a burger. That makes more sense.
Too much work, Rebbe.
But you telling me I'm living healthy, I'm vegan, and this, that, and the other. What does that mean? What does that look like? You go into a store, open up the refrigerator, and it's wrapped in plastic. And when you look at the list, yeah, it does contain carrot, but look at what the carrot has to go through. It's not carrots that you're eating. You're eating ultra processed stuff. Okay.
Most of those things, Rebbe, as I'll continue this, most of the vegan. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong or unhealthy about trying to live a certain lifestyle, but do the research. The ultra processed food basically are loaded high in sodium.
Yeah.
And a lot of different twists that you have to go through to make it taste like it's supposed to taste.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, everything's wrapped in plastic. It says which foods have the most plastic. You may be surprised. And people are going down and they're testing stuff. And I'll put the link in the chat. Folks can go check it out. But it's not good to have a lot of these things that we indulged in, Mishpachar.
Look at a couple pieces in there before you close it out, because it's telling you that even the vegetarians that can't escape the micro or the nanoplastics or microplastic that is found. It says even vegetarians can't escape, according to a 2021 study. If the plastic is small enough, fruits and vegetables can absorb microplastics through their root system and transfer those chemical bits to the plant stems, leaves, seeds, and fruit. So there you have it, right? Salt can be packed with plastic. A 2023 study found coarse Himalayan pink salt, mined from the ground, had the most microplastics, followed by black salt and marine salt. Sugar is also an important root of human exposure to these micropollutants, according to a 2022 study. Even tea bags, many of which are made of plastic, can release enormous amounts of plastic. Researchers at McGill University in Quebec, Canada, found brewing a single plastic tea bag released about 11.6 billion microplastic, and 3.1 billion nanoplastic particles into the water.
And you're trying to get better and, have a healthy diet. All you got to do is grow the plant yourself. Go pick the leaves off. You can have them fresh or you can dry them, whichever one you want.
Too much work.
And you have good fresh tea.
Too much work.
But no, they rather have the nice package, the nice, beautiful package, colorful.
Stressing out of Hebrew.
And that's what it is. So, Mishpachah, we have to pay attention to our health, okay? We understand that the Most High has selected us not to destroy ourselves. That's what the heathen is trying to do altogether. So again, healthy Hebrews, knowing, applying, and living. We have to apply what we know. All right, knowledge is power. What is meant by knowledge is power? Read that for me, Kiefer.
Knowledge is power is a famous proverb which means knowledge has the ability to conquer the world. It not only makes you intelligent, but also gives you name, fame, strength, power, money, position, all those things which we would like to possess. Above all, knowledge is the ultimate power.
And this is what Satan likes to push, to know everything. I want to know, I want all this information, all this information. The book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verses 15.
Healthy and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth.
So your true wealth is your health, because if you're healthy, if you're eating the proper foods, you don't have to pay a big doctor bill.
Exactly.
You're not going to be stressed out and be all sick and have all these issues, physical issues and problems that we see our people have today, because a lot of our people, majority of our people live in cities and they're on welfare. They don't have the proper income. So they have the cheap processed foods from the bodega, from the stop and shop, save shops or whatever, and the little grocery mart
and
here.
That's all by design. That's all by design, because remember, Deuteronomy 28 speaks of all that. But we also have to remember the verses 1 through 15 that we have to focus on, that will change that and break those curses. We can't see, the thing is, people don't really recognize their worth, and they don't really recognize their value, and they don't really recognize the importance of the strength needed to focus, the strength needed to be able to function out here in this world. They just go along to try to keep up with the Joneses. What's the best iPhone to get?
Go along to get along.
What I need that extra couple hours, but while you burn yourself out, you burn the candle at both ends, and you can't get the dreams or to the dreams that you're trying to get to. You're killing yourself. So focus on trying to eat what's right, even if it's a little bit. If you got to spend $20 on only one bag of groceries today, instead of spending $20 on 3 bags of grocery, or going shopping at a Dollar Tree. I understand it's rough, and if you're hungry, you're going to do what's best that you can, but you can go to a farmer's market. Well, I'm sorry, there's probably no farmer's market in the city, but you could go to the farmer's market like we have down here, or to a meat market that we have down here, or someplace, or even go fishing, find a fishing rod or something. Try your best, or plant your food.
Too much work. You were saying, Rabbi?
That's true.
Yeah, Kiefer, $20 will not get you a bag of groceries. I think that might get you a package in your hands for $20, but not a bag. That's 19. That's 19. Early 1980s. Between anything before the 80s, the early 80s.
I understand, but you remember, you have to look at farmers. You have to look at farmers markets around. That's where you get to know where your farmers markets are. This crisis that we have, where eggs are $60 for 18 eggs or whatever. This is what we were talking about in times to come. That's why we always try to tell people, buy some property, buy some property, buy some property, buy some property.
Okay, so we want you to basically make the right decisions, Mishpachah. Don't keep sticking on the things of the past. Let's move forward.
I think we just shiver.
I know.
We don't.
All right, so knowing is half the battle. Where have we heard that from?
G.I. Joe.
Read that for me.
The idiomic expression, knowing is half the battle, means that learning something new is only the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Once you learn something, you still have to act on what you know.
So once you learn something, Mishpachah, you still have to act on it. So
Action.
nobody goes to school for 4 years, 12 years, whatever amount of years you go to school for, and do not use the training. I mean, does Hebrews do that for
but
real?
that's how it's designed. Now, it takes you a while to really realize we don't even want to touch the subject of school. And
You
waste
know,
of school.
you buy shoes to wear shoes. You just don't buy shoes to put it there.
Yes.
You buy underwear because you need to wear underwear. You buy food because you need to eat. You just don't buy something and put it there and not use it. In other words, when we have the knowledge that we have, Mishpachah, that we're learning over the years of our lives, we need to put it to use, okay? But what would it profit you to have all the knowledge and power in the world and to not apply it to your lifestyle? In other words, Mishpachah, don't become a hoarder of information, because that's what a lot of people do. Let's look at Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 12.
And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end. And much study is a weariness of the flesh.
It's not saying to don't sharpen yourself and to indulge yourself in the word, but it's saying when it comes to the point where you are going after this thing the wrong way, you're taking up to try to find some secret something, or to find a hidden meaning behind this, or to prove something, it becomes a weariness of flesh. Well, you just want information. You just want, I gotta know. I gotta know what God was thinking. You know, I want to know what this means. This is the mind of Esau. He wants to know, so he's going to dig up the dead.
Right.
He's going to cut down the forest. He's going to build a dam to rechannel the water, the river. He's going to do everything just to know. And with that information, all you're doing is destroying the earth. So the cartoon says, I am hoarding my knowledge in case I ever need it. But when are you going to need it?
Yeah, but you underline something here. There's two things, hoarder and much studies. In 2 Timothy 3:7, it says ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. It's just having that information doesn't do anything for you. You could tell everybody, you know, don't kill the messenger. It's only the message you need to focus on, or stay in your lane. People are going to do what they're going to do, and people are going to just be as crazy as they want to be and waste people's time. Most of the time, people just want to have information.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything with it. They just want to test you. And after once or twice, you realize that type of person, you leave them alone. You know, you take the time out and do the research. I mean, back in 2019, it wasn't too far or distant. We were basically speaking about the Davak 91 that people didn't really want to listen to. And come to find out, even Canada is now saying that the Davak 91 was a situation that was basically fear mongering, you know. And, you know, if you take the time to do the research like we did and we're sharing, you will see basically that a lot of the things out here that's being done is you do it to yourself. Yeah. You do it to yourself because you don't want to listen. You do it to yourself, and don't cry boo-hoo me and ask for me to pray for you, please. I have, yeah.
All right. I got a real Kiefer back because Kiefer was going to start to.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're reading this in Mishpachah, we're basically saying, don't be a hoard of information. Start applying that information. So tonight we will look into the beautiful things surrounding us. We just saw some disturbing stuff. Now we're into some beautiful things surrounding us, which the Creator has put there for us to learn about and apply. There are so many beautiful places on earth. There are many beautiful things the Most High has created. But at times we don't get to enjoy it because we're so caught up in this wicked system, okay? The world we live in has taken the natural and given us the unnatural. We seen that in a video a while ago. Instead of getting the real vanilla, they give you petroleum.
And most of the elites will take that real vanilla for themselves because they can afford it, because they set it that way.
Instead of giving you cheese, they give you wood. We live in a processed world. From food to your clothing to the materials we build our homes. You know, you used to get real wood back then. Now they give you this pressed wood. And even some of that glue that they use comes from the
Formaldehyde
pork and
different
stuff
things,
too.
yeah.
You got to do your research, man. It's just crazy how these people are operating.
Yep.
Even down to the very word we call the Bible. Done classes on that. That they have all of these false things that they have.
Mhm.
What was that machine you used, Rebbe? Where they take the stuff, the Bible, and they pass it through. I forget what you call it. The heathen pass it through their filter. What was it called? The processor.
The Bible.
Where you did a class where they take the word and they pass it through this processor.
Before it goes in the time machine?
Yeah, but this is I forget what it's called. Anyhow, Matthew 16:26.
For what is a man profited if
Mhm.
he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
And this is the problem we have.
Question.
People want to have wealth, they want to
Mhm.
have power, information, all these different things. But at what cost are you going to do it?
Solomon said it's all vanity.
It's all vanity.
Yeah.
This is why Yeshua told the devil, it is written.
Nothing new under
Yes,
the
I'm
sun.
gonna give you all of this, all of this.
Bow down.
I'm sure it was a beautiful sight.
Mm-hmm.
Best of the best. But Yeshua said, it is written. Man should not live by bread alone, but by what? Every word. All right, so the body needs what? Fresh water,
Mm-hmm.
fresh air, good food,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of rest. How many of us are getting adequate rest we need, Mr. Ka?
Mm-hmm.
Now, be honest. In the chat, put a 1 if you're getting the adequate rest, meaning at least 5 hours or more of sleep. 2, 1. Okay, some of you getting some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
6. Oh boy, somebody not sleeping. 2. Yeah, we need to get all rest because this is where the body repairs itself. This is where we can heal. And a lot of time it's because we have a lot of things on our mind, work, stress, staying up late, watching movies, TV, on the phone, music. There's a lot of different things.
Distraction.
Your mind is always going.
Yeah,
And
peace
you
of
can't separate-
mind is definitely important. Peace of mind is definitely important, and sometimes you can get robbed more ways than one. You get robbed in your diet, you get robbed in your peace of mind. That's not good.
When was the last time you take a walk outside and enjoy the trees, the birds, the ground? Just listen to the wind blow. When was the last time you done that? These are things that we have to really enjoy because this is part of life.
Mm-hmm.
The body was designed perfectly. Do y'all believe that?
Yep.
That the Most High designed man's body perfectly?
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when I went to school, and my instructor, he said, a lot of the problems we find ourselves, the human body, all it needs is good air to breathe and rest and plenty of water, and the body will heal itself naturally. But a lot of times we want to force it, so we take pills. We want to stay up longer. We want to go more than we're supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always say, if we as an adults can take naps like how children take naps, we'd be healthier.
True.
Because when your body's tired, it tells you it want to go to sleep. You get tired. This is when you're supposed to go to sleep. But we stay up. Oh, I gotta go do this. I gotta push. I gotta push.
Yeah.
And that causes it to break down over time.
Mm-hmm.
So the devil understands this, and he's planning to destroy the Most High's creation. Let's read Ephesians chapter 2 and verses 10.
For we are his workmanship.
This is what we are. We are the Most High's workmanship. He took his time and he formed us. Continue.
Created in Christ Jesus. Unto good works.
Good works. Meaning everything within its order.
Which God hath before ordained that we should walk in them.
We should walk in them. That means that we are designed in a specific order, and we're supposed to follow that order. That's called Torah. So the Torah gives us the perfect balance of operation, like a manual. You just don't put water in a gas tank, or take gasoline and just light the tank on fire.
Yeah, but going and get a Twinkie on the shelf would help.
So everything is in order, Mishpachah. So balance is key to stability. Everything in moderation and in season. In other words, you don't want to find in the chef world where you find good chefs, they wouldn't serve anything that's not in season.
True.
Like you go to a place that says there's no tomatoes on the menu. Why? Because tomatoes are not in season. We're not going to go to Walmart and buy tomatoes because it's tomatoes there. It's not in season, so we won't have it.
True.
This fish is not found here, so we're not going to sell it. And that kind of gives you that good authenticity. You know what I'm saying? It's authentic. It's really, really
And
good.
People actually pay for
that that
service.
experience.
Yeah.
So our bodies, Mishpachar, are connected to the earth. We came from dust and we will return to dust. Let's see what Sirach 17:1 says.
You created man of the earth and turned him into it again.
And it's just saying it's a process. We came from it. We're going to go back to it. We're connected to it. So if we're connected to it, why not use it properly?
Mm-hmm.
We need to separate ourselves from the system of pollution on how they're putting the things in our food. So let's look at a variety of foods and vitamins and nutrients they have and see how it all connects us back to the earth. So we're going to look at some charts here and some vitamins and foods to see what's good, Mishpachah. Hopefully we learn something, okay? All right, so there are 13 essential vitamins. I mean, did we learn this in school? Yes, no? Okay, read that for me. There are 13.
13 essential vitamins. There are 13 essential vitamins: vitamin A, C, D, E, K, and the B vitamins: thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, biotin B6, B12, and folate.
So these are what our body needs, and they come all natural from the foods the Most High has put there for us. And at times we don't get it in the foods, we get supplements. Remember we talked about that?
Mm-hmm.
And we take pills and different things in the chemical form of these, which the body can't process. Because that same instructor, he told me, he says, the Most High created a body with a lock and a key mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, say you eat an apple, for example, that apple has everything in it that is needed to digest into the body. So it would have the lock, it would have the key that opens the lock in your body that says, accept this nutrients. And then it'll give you another key to tell the body, process this.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll give it another key that tells the body, digest this down and extract what you need
Mm-hmm.
from it. Whereas they take the chemical form and they give it to you in a pill and says, this is what you need.
Right.
But there's no key for the body to say, digest this. So you have to get another pill. And before you know it, you're contaminating your body, and your body is working in a stressful environment because it can't respond and communicate the way it should. And we have all these problems. Read that for me. There is no
single food that provides all 13 essential vitamins at once. Some foods, such as eggs, leafy green vegetables, and whole grains, are packed with a variety of important vitamins and minerals. But it's still important to eat a variety of nutritious foods.
So the Most High put certain things for certain reasons. And for example, if there is a poison ivy plant over there,
mm-hmm.
the antidote is in the area.
Right.
It's within a mile of that plant.
But you have to know those things.
If it's something toxic, the antidote is there.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is balanced.
And how would you know those things?
Well, if you the older generation
mm-hmm.
would pass that on.
Yeah.
But today, the older generation isn't doing that.
There are books,
for some people.
There are information out there.
There are books for that because the younger generation is not listening to the older generation that says, when you pick this, you do this, this would happen for this. So this is why it says, remove not the ancient landmark.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, blue slushy is good for you. Not.
Hey, Brother Shay sent you a couple images that you can share with the Mishpachah.
All right, let me pull this up. Then we'll get back to this slide here.
The next one, there are two of them. Hopefully you received it.
Okay, let's see. It's coming up.
Okay, so if you flip that around,
I'll do this thing.
you can open in preview.
Oh, here we go. That's what I'm looking for.
And just flip that around.
Where did it go?
It's probably, there it is. Okay, again.
It's coming. It's slow. Remember, my computer is slow. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
So when you look at this here, you see it says real ginger, nothing artificial, straight or mixed. I mean, and that's good. That's great. But the second one that I sent you, I want you to
I'll pull it up next.
Look at the back of that. And so that's all good. And you know, that will get you, that will reel you in. That will be the seller right there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at the back of it, then you have to decide, what am I going to do with this information?
All right.
Right.
It's coming. All right, let's turn it around.
And it has a bunch of nice little flyers on it. The flags, UD.
All right, here we go.
So it says sparkling filtered water. Okay, you can close the other one out. Sparkling filtered water, cane sugar, pressed organic ginger. All that's great, right? Natural pineapple flavor. Now this is supposed to be
That's
ginger
suspect.
beer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Honey, natural lemon, lime flavors, spices, and then you see what it says natural mushroom
extract
to
protect the quality
of what they're trying to kill you with.
Right, and it's manufactured in Connecticut.
Yeah, you could get some fresh ginger minus all the other ingredients and make that just.
But if you look at the front, it shows you some beautiful coconut trees. You're thinking, man,
crafted ginger beer.
You're thinking, man, this is from the islands. This is some good stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Put together right in
word. We can't use the word natural anymore because they take that and, like I said, they can apply anything.
The first red flag you see on it says Americas. So.
All right, let's close that out. That's right, Elda. See,
they put 70% of sugar in it so they can poison you.
Best thing to do is just get your own ginger, run it through a processor or blender, make your own thing, put your sugar and sweeten it, and that's it. You're good to go.
That's right. All right, the specific vitamins and minerals you need daily depend on factors such as your age, so how old you are, from young to old, because the younger you are, the stronger you are in the sense of your body's newer. And the older you are, your body has been through a lot of experience and it's battle tested to some degree. Sex, male versus female.
Yes, that's what they're talking about, genders. They're not talking about if you have or currently is having sex or if after sex. This is if you're either male or female.
Yes, male or female. Some things the female need more than the male.
Exactly.
And vice versa. And then as far as diet goes, sometimes you can't have certain things because once upon a time, you could have had strawberries growing up.
Yeah.
As you get older, your body can't eat the strawberries they have anymore because of whatever reasons. Mm-hmm. And it can either switch. You couldn't eat one thing at one point, and now you can eat it.
Exactly.
So based upon your diet. And then your health. Do you have some sort of illness or sickness that you're going through that you can't have, medical condition that you can't have certain things? So a lot of these things depends on that, okay? However, some essential vitamins that most people need daily include vitamin A, which does what? Support your vision, your immune function, and cell growth. Mm-hmm. Vitamin C, which boosts your immune system, promotes wound healing, and is an antioxidant. So you don't want to take the chemical forms of these. You want the natural forms of these, and I'm going to show you that tonight, okay? Mm-hmm. Vitamin D, essential for bone health and calcium absorption. Vitamin E protects your cells from damage and support immune function. K, crucial for blood clotting and bone health. So the most I put all these things, beautiful things that your body can repair itself, because he knows we will be some, like Rebbe says, knuckleheads that end up doing stupid things when we're young, okay? Vitamin B, all the B's right here 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 12. They support energy production. You find a lot of the natural stuff in like coconut, ginger, and there's other things that you can get, which I'm going to show in a minute. But stay away from those sugar-free stuff. If any Hebrew is drinking sugar-free anything, you're killing yourself.
Get
You're putting cancer in your body.
Get that sugar-free zero Pepsi.
All those monster drinks and other so-called energy drinks that you need,
Red Bull.
you're killing yourself. It's best to have the natural form. And I'm going to show you some of those things. Helps your nervous system function because you don't want to be jittery and all over the place. You want to, you want to have that good boost of energy that allows you to go down easily. Okay. You increase, take off, and you're landing. You don't want to just blow up and crash. And cell, where am I? Nervous system function and cell metabolism. Yeah, metabolism. I'm sorry, I'm just out of it. Calcium builds and maintains strong bones and teeth. So we understand that. Magnesium is essential for muscle and nerve function, as well as blood sugar control. And iron is essential for mineral that helps red blood cells carry oxygen throughout your body. Without enough iron, you might lack energy and become pale, and some other things. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's look at vitamin A. Read that for me.
One type comes from animal source of food.
Okay, so you have, so you have two, you're going to always have two sides. You're going to have the animal side and you're going to have the plant side. Okay, and we always want to stay in the clean things that the Most High has given us according to Leviticus and according to Deuteronomy and Numbers. Okay, there are certain things that we can eat and certain things that we cannot eat. It's in our laws. So clean animals and clean plants. Remember, plants that are not clean are fungus. Anything that's fungal, spores. And animals, go back to Leviticus and you'll see what's clean and what's unclean. All right, so one type comes from animals. Go ahead.
Animal source of food. It helps you see at night, make red blood cells, and fight off infection.
So when you have the animal source of vitamin A, it improves your eyesight so you can actually focus when it's pitch black, and it helps make your red blood cells and fight off infections. Continue.
The other type is in plant foods. It helps prevent damage to cell and an eye problem called age-related macular degeneration.
Yeah, macular degeneration. So when you get older, the cells start to break down. Your vision starts to dim. It's just a natural process that happens to the body. But if you eat the proper and get the proper nutritions in that and the proper rest, like I said, you have eyes that you can see a long time. Continue.
But too much vitamin A can hurt your liver.
There's always a balance, Mishpachah.
Eat orange, veggies, and fruit like sweet potato and cantaloupe, spinach and other greens, dairy foods, and salmon.
So this is what you have to ingest or intake to get the proper amount of vitamin A.
And that salmon should be wild caught salmon. Make sure it's
I'm gonna show a video on that after at the end on the salmon part, because I have something to cover on that too. So what has the most vitamin A? This is a question a lot of Hebrews ask. So what has the most vitamin A? Go ahead.
Food source: leafy green vegetables, kale, spinach, broccoli, orange and yellow vegetables, carrots.
So the orange and yellow vegetables, which are carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkins, winter squash, summer squash, they have that good source of vitamin A.
Right.
Kale and spinach and broccoli. So, growing up, they always just says, I don't want to eat my vegetables. I want chicken nuggets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want French fries.
There's a lot of good stuff in chicken nuggets. If you basically is a fowl.
Tomatoes, go ahead.
Tomatoes, red bell pepper, cantaloupe, mango, beef liver, fish oils, milk, and eggs.
And those fish oils are from the kosher fish, okay?
Exactly.
You don't want to have whale oil and shark oil and all those nasty things. Stay within the confines of the Torah. So what are the symptoms of low vitamin A? This is a question. The symptoms of vitamin A deficiency includes hair loss. So if your hair is falling out, you may have low vitamin A. Skin problems, you may have low vitamin A. Dry eyes, you know that commercial, dry eyes.
You sure?
The guy has to put
Because
drops
all
all the
those
time.
symptoms there are mostly from weave on the head.
Weave on the
The
head.
Bible talk about that. You lose your hair and you have skin problems and night blindness. All that's in the Bible, basically, when you put that weave on. But anyway, they take on the curses of that too.
Night blindness.
Yes.
And increased susceptibility in infection. So you're always infected somewhere down the line. So if you have these problems, Mishpachah, you might want to might want to up your take in leafy greens, kale, spinach, broccoli, tomatoes, stuff like that would be healthy for you.
And when you're picking up those fruits, vegetables, and stuff like that, check the numbers on it. If it has a 4 on it, it's GMO. If it has a 9, basically it's organic to speak of.
They put everything in number fact now, yes. 4 for GMO and 9 for organic. And organic will always cost a little more.
Always.
So you'll say, what's the difference? This is a banana is a banana. This banana is 10 cents a pound. This is 50 cents a pound.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a reason why it's 50 cents a pound. So which fruit is the king of vitamin A? It tells you mango.
Mango.
So if you like mangoes, you have some good vitamin A in your body.
Yep.
Papaya, plantains, and guava.
And you want to plant that if you have property or shalom lifestyle. Even if you have an apartment, have a mango tree in your yard, in your apartment. Hopefully it'll grow and you get a mango from it.
Yes, Brother Gerald, I'm telling my age. I'm sorry. All right, vitamin B1 and thiamine.
It helps your body turn food into energy.
So that's very important. This vitamin helps your body turn food into energy. Remember those keys I was telling you about? So certain thing unlocks certain things in your body to help it process and break down. It will open up. So the best way to explain it is like you have rooms in your house, and each of them are locked for a reason. So things just won't go in there. So when you eat stuff, the Most High designed it so this door can open for this particular to process that, to open up this hormone to help you to digest this, or to, whatever function that is going to, it helps on opening and unlocking certain things in your body, okay, for growth and for healing. Continue.
It's also key for the structure of brain cells.
So if you think that your brain has been washed a lot, you need some vitamin B1. Continue.
Legumes like black beans and lentils and seeds are go-to sources. Venison and whole grains are also good.
When we say venison, we're talking about like beef, lamb, deer, and mutton, and different things like that are kosher. The kosher animals that are in the kind. Again, look at that video I post there. It tells you the families of those animals. Continue.
Most people get enough thiamine from the foods they eat, but pregnant and breastfeeding women need a little more
because they have extra body in them that needs to get some.
People with diabetes tend to have low levels of this vitamin B1.
So Hebrews, if you have any issues with your blood levels, your sugar, vitamin B1 would be good for you to have. Okay.
And if your brains is not working good, also get some.
Brother Shay, can you take a look at the link I sent you? There's a couple of things that I like to share in concerts of what you're bringing here.
Okay.
So this is Mishpachah, this is dealing with food fortification, right? When they add these things into your food. Go down to the part where it says types or something like that. Just scroll on down. There's a part where it says types. You may want to open that up a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Okay. We're going to go 2 places. We're going to go there and we'll skip down to another part of the section. It says, fortification is present in common food items.
Hold on. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Fortification is present in common food items in two different ways: adding back and addition. Now, this is the thing I want you all to pay attention to. It's a little subtle, but it's important.
What are they adding?
Two things.
Flour loses nutritional value due to the way grains are processed, right? So this is telling me and telling all of us that most of the things that we see, probably like 95% of what's on the market out there, is not healthy, that we use for bread. And bread is something that we use almost every day, right?
Mhm.
And crackers and biscuits or whatever it is. So flour loses nutritional value due to the way grains are processed. Enriched flour has iron, folic acid, niacin, riboflavin, thiamine added back to it, right? Then it talked about orange juice, which often is sold with added calcium, right? Now scroll down just a little bit. It shows you where it says commercial industrial fortification, wheat,
right.
flour, corn, meal, and so forth. Now I want you to scroll down to the section that says examples of fortification in foods. Okay. Examples of fortifications in foods. Right there. That first part says many foods and beverages worldwide have been fortified, whether a voluntary action by the product developers or by law. So the producer takes it upon themselves to put stuff into the food that was never there originally, or put it in there because they took it out through processing, and now they got to artificially pump the food back up, right? Or by the law. So you got people who make it their business, make it law that it must be sold with these things in there. Then it continues to say, although some may view these additions as strategic marketing schemes to sell their product, right? So think about that, Mishpaka. There hardly is anything out there that is just natural anymore. Because when you go back up, it tells you about part of the fortification is through breed and process.
Yeah, this right up here, the bio. I didn't just pass it.
Biofortification. When you go back to the types.
Yeah, up here.
Okay, and it talks about skim milk and those different things. So this stuff, this is madness. This is madness.
Yeah, when it comes to doing your own stuff, Mishpaka, it will take time. We understand that. But what we're saying is set yourself up for success where you have the ability to make your own flour and your own bread. It's more healthier for you. So when you purchasing these things, you try to purchase the organic stuff the best way you can. And then when you set yourself up for success, meaning that you have your place set up where you can buy the actual grain, and then you can mill it yourself and make your own flour. Again, it takes work. But if you want to be healthy, this is what you have to do. Anything else on this, Rebbe?
No, that's it. Just you could probably put the link in the chat, but that's just something for us to really think about. If you read the whole article, you'll see the amount of junk, and a lot of this stuff came about. This whole vitamin thing came about the 1913s, 1948, around World War I, World War II. They started to mess around with farms and stuff, and they started to introduce, because remember during the World War II they came out with Spam.
Yeah,
that other meat, right? So that because of the war effort and whatever the case may be. And you know who the ones who was marketed Spam big time? Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're cursed with that thing, man.
Hawaii. And so now they have turned Spam into all kinds of stuff, man. That's the worst kind of food you can ever.
Pineapple flavored Spam. All right, let's move on. So what has the most vitamin B1? Read that for me.
Black beans. brown rice, sunflower seeds, green peas, and pecans.
So this has the best sources of vitamin B1. You know, the heathens will put the mussels in there, but we don't eat that crustacean stuff. That's unhealthy. So black beans, brown rice, sunflower seeds, green peas, and pecans. Food sources of thiamine is found naturally in meats, fish, and whole grains. Okay. So black beans right here, you see it up here. It's high in fiber, high in thiamine and folate, and healthy source of vital minerals. So it's good to have a source of that. You can take your beans, you can make it into flour if you wanted to. You can make it into like a mash. So you have like that refried beans type deal. You can even do it in breakfast. You get some honey to it and sweeten it up, or stew it into your meal, your soups. There's a lot of things you can do with the beans, but they're a very good source and healthy for you. Even said people don't like them because they're black.
Yes.
Oh boy. All right. Did you know? Read it for me.
Thiamine is destroyed with high heat cooking or long cooking times. It also leaches into water and will be lost in any cooking or soaking water that is thrown out. It may also be removed during food processing, such as with refined white bread and rice. This is why thiamine is enriched or added back to many breads, cereals, and grains that have undergone processing.
This is what we just read in Wikipedia. So it's just telling you that because it's going through this refined process, it's losing that vitamin or that nutrition that's within it naturally, and therefore they have to put it back in there, fortify it.
Well, that's 75% of your vegetarian foods, which is highly sodium and highly processed.
Yeah. Hey, brother Shay, can you imagine having a bank account where you put money in and slowly it starts losing, you start losing the money. So you got to keep, the bank keeps telling you, put stuff back in, because they keep taking stuff out.
$100 is not actually $100. It's actually $10. It's just 100. But
we don't see the same thing happen with our foods though.
Well, I have to think about it in the way that if you ever bought a new car, think of it the same way. As soon as you take it off the lot, it loses value.
That means it's no good, because if our health is our wealth, right, and you're supposed to have these foods to give us good health and stuff, along with the word of the Most High, and the food that you put in your system is lacking and keeps losing. What does that say about our health? It's the same way with the word. When you're supposed to be going to a place to receive good nutrients of the word and it's lacking, what does it say about our spiritual health?
The same thing. It all connects. Yeah. All right. Vitamin B2, riboflavin.
You could get enough for the day from a good breakfast. It's added to many fortified breads and grain products, and also found naturally in eggs.
So naturally in eggs,
asparagus, and other green veggies and milk.
So if you have your chickens, Mishpaka, you won't have to deal with the egg prices that are out there right now, and you get your more healthier eggs that you will find this vitamin in it. All right, continue. Your cells
need it to work right, and it might help prevent migraines.
So this vitamin, your cells need it so it can function correctly. And it also, and we'll see some, when you dig into it more, it does help with migraines, help reduce that.
It gets its name from the Latin word flavus, for yellow. A lot of B2 will turn your pea a bright color.
So this is why when you have these vitamins that you take these supplements, and you say, wow, why is my urine always so bright yellow? Because it's full of this, and it's not being processed correctly. This is why your body, you could take 100 vitamins, in the little pills or whatever they give you, and your body will only use a small percentage of it because there's no keys that allows your body to take it in properly. It's like you're forcing these things into your body because you can't find it in the foods that you buy.
And the natural way of acquiring this is they're telling you with eggs and the different vegetables.
All right, so what has the most vitamin B2? Let's look at that. Let's start over here to the left, lower cholesterol.
Low cholesterol, eating almonds helps to lower levels of the bad kind of cholesterol called low density lipoprotein, LDL, and increase levels of the good kind, high density lipoprotein, HDL.
So there's a good and a bad. Go ahead.
Almonds also have anti-inflammatory properties to help protect you from heart disease.
So see, so sometimes you have a vegetable or fruit that has different properties or qualities that assist in certain things. And when you eat it, it allows this to unlock and open up and help you to digest and grease the wheels inside there properly.
And if you really want a treat, just get some very nice chocolate coated almonds.
Mr. Picard, that's a hint. Kiefer loves chocolate covered almonds. If y'all want to get Kiefer a gift,
no,
get him some chocolate covered almonds.
Just
okay,
a shalom is good enough.
All right.
Keep a healthy weight. Although they're high in calories, almonds could help to reduce your risk of weight gain and obesity.
So if you want a snack, Mr. Picard, in the middle of the night, or if you're driving down the road somewhere, instead of a bag of chips, dirty toes, that's what I call it, or some rotten chocolate that they pack with a bunch of stuff in there,
or cookies,
get real healthy stuff like this to eat, okay? Right, as long
as you pay attention to portion size, the protein and fiber in the nut helps you feel full faster, so you can better control your calorie intake while still satisfying your hunger.
You see, so some Hebrews going to have a little bag about this big. Like in their mind, that's not enough. Yeah. They want a big bag, but the little bag, by the time you eat a couple of nuts, you're like, oh, I'm full. I feel good. Yeah. But they'll keep eating something. Right. And that's just the way we have brought up ourselves in this system. We train ourselves. We keep wanting to stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's something that we're all working on. Okay. So again, which food is highest in vitamin B2? The best source of riboflavin include
brewer's yeast.
Brewer's yeast. So what is brewer's yeast? Read that for me right there.
It's a source of B vitamins, which can be found in beer, wine, liquor, kombucha, fermented foods, and meats. That B vitamin and protein, it also contains chromium, which might help the body use insulin better and lower blood sugar levels. Brewer's yeast also seems to increase enzymes in the stomach and could relieve diarrhea and improve the body's defense against viral infections like the flu.
So you don't need to go
kombucha,
take any Fauci flu or any of these things. You have to have the proper vitamins and nutritions in your body for it to naturally take its course. You see almonds, organ meats. So you're talking about like heart, the liver, that you can eat from the cow or the chicken or
in the culinary world is
offals, yeah.
May I say something real quick? Also,
go ahead.
As you mentioned about the kombucha, what I've noticed lately, there's a rise in fermented foods like kombucha, even with the yogurts, and now you have these cookies that have these different things in it, right? And what so when we see these things, first of all, they're saying, well, this helps to promote good gut health, right? Digestive health. But see, we didn't have those problems years ago.
Yeah.
The reason why all of a sudden now you have to create this whole industry, this whole food and drink industry on gut health is because they have already destroyed. There's no health in your guts anymore. Whatever you're eating is not healthy for your guts anymore. So now you got to create these things here to make up the difference. Because, and another thing too is that all of us find ourselves at some point not really chewing and digesting our foods correctly, because our saliva has certain enzymes that the stomach needs to help break certain things down.
Yeah.
And so because we live in an age of fast food and the style, this modern style or way of eating is actually very bad for our health. And so we have to kind of do a reset and to really teach our children to take their time, because growing up you hear chew your food properly. Most of the time we want to drink and eat. That's a bad habit that I had myself, right? And I'm trying my very best to break that habit. So you want to drink, you want to taste, these are the things that we have to do to improve our health, because look at the industry. If you watch the way the industry is going, it's telling you how bad food are today. The rise of all of these fermented stuff, even in the cookies, it's telling you that cookies is bad for you.
Make everything from scratch, Mr. Picard. But it just shows you that when you actually have the things the correct way, you don't have to go through all of the other things that they make to substitute, because this happened. Now you're playing catch up. You're basically trying to fix the problem when you could just eat the thing naturally.
That's why in part of our studies and in part of our feast days, we have bitter herbs, for these kind of things. And the Most High put it that way because he said, well, if you're not going to get it one way, I'm going to make sure you get it this way if you keep my feast days. Within those fermented foods, we could also look at something called kimchi. Kimchi is also a good source of fermented foods to eat. It also helps in the gut bile and different sources in your gut action, because today a lot of the foods are parasitic. You have to eat things that can help relieve you from those parasites that's in your stomach, which keeps you up at night, pumpkin seeds and different things like that could help.
All right, vitamin B3 and niacin.
This is a family of compounds that your body needs to turn food into energy and store it.
So this helps your body to take that food that you just ate, and it allows you to unlock that and transfer it into energy so you can store it. So when you need it energy, when you have to get up and go, you can do that. Continue.
It helps protect your skin and tissues too, and may improve your cholesterol levels. 3 ounces of fresh or canned tuna has nearly all you'll need in a day.
So eat some fresh tuna. And if you can't, for some reason, you get a couple cans of tuna, that's fine. Go ahead.
Or serve up some chicken, turkey, salmon, wild salmon, or other lean meats. If you're vegan, eat peanuts and peanut butter.
So if for some reason you don't want to indulge in the clean meats the Most High authorized, then you can snack on some peanuts or have some peanut butter. Okay.
Yes, not high in sodium.
Yeah.
Peanut butter.
So what has the most vitamin B3?
Liver.
Number 1, liver. Liver is one of the best natural sources of niacin.
A typical 3 ounce, 85 grams serving of cooked beef liver provides 14.7 milligrams of niacin, or 91% of the RDA for men, and more than 100% of the RDA for women.
See, so again, based upon your sex, you need some more of something or you need some less of something.
And that has a lot of iron in it also. Chicken liver is also a good source, providing 73% to 83% of the RDA for men and women per 3 ounce, 85 grams cooked serving respectively. In addition, liver is incredibly nutritious, packed with protein, iron, choline, vitamin A, and other B vitamins.
Okay, see, so it has, like I said, when you eat certain foods, you'll have an overlap of certain things. The most I put it that way because one thing helps the other. You just can't find all in one.
Because if you can't eat it, and that's the beauty of all of this, if you can't eat it on land, there's it in the sea and also in the sky. Vitamin D also comes from the sky, the sunlight.
Well, we didn't get there yet.
Oh,
yeah, we're in vitamin B3.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, corn. Corn is naturally high in niacin.
But it is bound to carbohydrates, which makes it difficult for the human body to absorb.
See? So you have certain things that you can't have. So continue.
However, when corn is nixtamalized, a traditional process in tortilla making where corn is treated with calcium hydroxide, cooked and grounded, the niacin become absorbable because of the calcium hydroxide treatment.
So I put this here to show you a process that they do in order for you to have it this way.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to have it that way. This is just a process they do so your body can accept it. Now, there's other foods that you eat that your body would readily accept it without going through that process. Okay. So if you want to know what is niacin, niacin, also called vitamin B3, helps turn protein and fat and carbs from your food you eat into energy that your body can use. So it's just that component that the Most High put in these foods that help converts what you're eating into energy, the breakdown. And you can see salmon, chicken, brown rice, peanuts, sunflower, not the mushrooms, avocado, tuna, peanuts. Okay. All right. Vitamin B6. There's a lot of vitamin Bs.
Enroll in more than 100 different reactions in your body.
So this particular vitamin does a lot throughout the body.
Some research has shown that vitamin B6 may help protect against memory loss.
So Mishpachah, if you keep forgetting where your keys are, or you keep forgetting when the Shabbat is, or the law, statutes, and commandments, have a lot of vitamin B6. Go ahead.
Colorectal cancer and PMS. It's found in many kinds of foods, including leafy and fruit and root vegetables, non-citrus fruits like bananas, avocados, and watermelon, legumes and fish, poultry, and lean meat.
So this would help with memory loss, cancer in your colorectal, and PMS, which is the stuff that some of us go through. Men and women. It's found in many kinds of foods, and it tells you exactly where to find, which would help you to combat these problems that the body goes through naturally. Okay. So what has the most vitamin B6? Let's see, which foods is richest in vitamin B6? Good source.
A good source of vitamin B6 is poultry, such as chicken or turkey, some fish,
which is
peanuts, soya beans, wheat germ, oats, and bananas.
So you can have these things that are a good source of vitamin B6. There's this fruit over here called mami sapot. This is a fruit from the Asian area. That I haven't tried it, so I don't know.
I wouldn't recommend using any soybeans unless it's fermented, because of the way it reacts to our system with the hormones and things of that nature. And you'll find soybean is actually almost in everything, like almost like the microplastics.
Yeah, it's like a filler like corn.
Yeah, plastics.
And then you have a vegetable named dried pasilla peppers. This is it right over here. This is the peppers right here.
You can find that in mostly like the Spanish restaurants.
Spanish restaurants, yeah. All right, so vitamin B6 and health. Vitamin B6 has been widely studied for its role in disease prevention.
The vitamin and supplements form shows the most promise for the treatment of pregnancy-induced nausea, but such use should only occur under the supervision of a physician. Adequate blood levels of B6 may be associated with lower risk of cancers compared to low blood levels. However, the use of separate B6 supplements apart from the RDA amounts in typical multivitamins preparation is inconclusive and not recommended.
So get the natural stuff. Don't get the supplements, okay? Eat the natural fruits and vegetables and clean meats to get these vitamins. All right, vitamin B12. I hope everyone is doing well.
Fish, red meat, hard-boiled eggs or apples, bananas, and blueberries are packed with B12.
So B12, see where it says fish, red meat, hard-boiled eggs or apples, bananas, and blueberries. So these are good, very good sources of vitamin B12. Continue.
Which helps your body break down food for energy. It keeps your body's blood and nerve cells healthy and helps make DNA, the genetic material in all of your cells. B12 also helps prevent megaloblastic anemia, a blood condition that make people tired and weak.
So, Mr. Paka, if you always tired and weak all the time,
B12.
You are low in vitamin B12.
Fish or red meat will help.
You need to get your vitamin B12 up. Yeah, don't take too much. I said everything is a balance. Everything is a balance. You don't want to just eat a bunch of one thing just because you're lacking it. It's a balance that you have,
Now,
a daily balance.
when they say red meat, it means red meat to cook.
Yes, it's not talking
red
about bloody
that
meat.
You eat medium well and all this nonsense. Cook the food. Right.
All right, so what has the most vitamin B12?
Beef liver.
So beef liver is good in vitamin B12. What fruits now?
The fruits that they say that have it is apple, bananas, oranges, mangoes, strawberries, guava, avocado, pomegranate, kiwi, and blueberries. Apples rank first in vitamin B12 of the fruit list.
So if you need some, if you don't want to have the beef liver, just grab some apples, okay?
Apple a day.
That's what it says. Apple a day, keep the doctor away. That's what they say. All right, vitamin B12
is an essential vitamin that helps with nerve function and brain function, including memory.
So again, if you're getting forgetful, Mishpaka, have some vitamin B12. Eat an apple, have a mango, some beef liver, and keep on make some good beef liver now. I gotta let the Mishpaka know, okay? All right, continue.
B12 supports the growth and health of our red blood cells, and it helps with the formation of our DNA.
So the structure of our bodies growing and developing when you have that. Continue. What has the most vitamin B12?
An essential vitamin that helps with nerve function and brain function.
This one, I read this one. Sorry, this is
and
the same
it's
thing.
Low levels. It tells you that it helps with the fatigue problems and all those deficiencies. Fetus, putting the baby at increased risk of neural tube defects and low birth weight.
So if you're pregnant, this is a very important vitamin to have because like I said, it helps with the creation of that DNA.
Sleep problems.
All of those things that the baby needs to develop, it puts those parts together.
B12 also offers energy boosts. It's marketed in energy shots and drinks, but while a boost of vitamin B12 usually isn't harmful, there is no evidence to suggest it will give you a boost of energy.
It's all vitamin B, all vitamin Bs will give you some sort of energy. But again, it's how it's introduced into the body and absorbed into the body. Vitamin C, all right?
Despite the claims made by some over-the-counter remedies, it doesn't prevent colds.
So, also you take those vitamin C tablets or whatever it is if you feel a little scratchy, go get some vitamin C.
Yeah.
That's not what it does.
But once you have symptoms, drink orange or grapefruit juice to help yourself stay hydrated. Your body also needs vitamin C to help your bones, skin, and muscle grow.
So that's very important for the growth of your bones, skin, and your muscles. Let me ask this question in the chat. Let me see who knows this. What is your largest organ in the body? In the chat? All right, everybody knows. Oh, okay.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
All right, yeah. So vitamin C will help your skin, okay? If you want that good radiant skin that we have, to say that the color black don't crack, that's what they say, right?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
You gotta have the butters.
And when you compare a lot of our people to the other nationalities out there, we age very gracefully. That you see.
I'm not saying butter like butters. I mean butter like cocoa butter and different things like that. Not butter in the supermarket. So.
All right, you'll get
enough by including bell peppers, papaya, strawberries, broccoli, cantaloupe, leafy greens, and other fruits and vegetables in your diet.
So vitamin C, you can get it from peppers, bell peppers. If you like to have some good you can slice those and eat those in your salad, uncooked. It's very good for you. The sweet ones, papaya is very good. Strawberries, broccoli, all these are good stuff to eat, Mr. Pakal, okay?
Right. What
has the most vitamin C?
Guava.
So guava has the highest amount of vitamin C, Mr. Pakal. If you need some good vitamin C in your blood,
get a guava tree.
Just
wet it.
And wet it.
Yeah. If you want guavas, hot chili peppers.
If you want a little heat, get some hot chili peppers.
Bell peppers. All the colors. Kiwi, mango, papaya, strawberries, broccoli.
Okay, so that's what is good. All right, so why do we need vitamin C?
Why do we need vitamin C? Is because you could get it from the foods.
Well, it says the body does not create vitamin C, so you must get it from food. The vitamin is an important antioxidant that can help protect the body against various disease and conditions. It also has other benefits such as aiding in the immune function, assisting in collagen production, which is essential for wound healing. See, but what they'll tell you is go get some baby dingling and rub on your face from the store, from these makeup places, right?
True.
To get the essentials of wound healing to stop your body from aging fast. That's what they will say. Growing and repairing body tissue, helping people absorb more iron and plant-based foods. So it helps you to absorb that iron in your body. Remember, I told you some foods need another for it to work, and this is how this one works. Potentially reducing cold symptoms. So it's not to fight cold, but it assists in that. Okay, repairing and maintaining bone, cartilage, and teeth. So if you have brittle teeth or bones, and you have some vitamin C, go get some guava.
They're gonna run down to the closest Walgreens and say, "Give me the flu shot."
How much vitamin C do we need? It's a good question.
It says that if you're breastfeeding, you need 120 milligrams. Men 19 years or older, which we fall in that category, 90
milligrams.
Yeah. Pregnant people, 85 milligrams. That's women. Women 19 years old and older, 75 milligrams. And adults who smoke, which we don't recommend.
No Hebrew should be smoking.
He wasn't born smoking. Add 35 milligrams. If you know somebody smoking, that's a part-time chimney.
You ain't supposed to be smoking nothing at all. No greens, no ashes, nothing.
Smoking turkey.
The only thing you smoke is some salmon.
And turkey.
And some ribs.
Yes, smoke ribs.
Some good brisket or something. That's the only thing you smoke.
If you feel kind of crazy, you can smoke some kale too. You could put it in the smoker and smoke some kale.
All right, calcium.
Calcium is a mineral that helps concrete harden.
So there's something that they put in the concrete to help it harden. It's actual calcium. Okay. Go ahead. Its strength
makes it the building block for your bones and teeth.
So if you want strong bones, this is why it always says the commercials growing up with the milk. Milk, it does the body good, and they show the big milk stash people have and give you healthy bones and teeth.
The jury's out in that one. Some people wanted to drink goat milk. Now you have to be very skeptical of that because goat milk right now, in some tests, is there.
Well, how it's processed too. A lot of these things, how it's processed, because when you have that cow milk that you can boil yourself and you can strain it off and drink it yourself, it's 100 times better than what you see in the store.
Plus, they're splicing it with spiders too. So, get calcium from milk, cheese, yogurt, and other dairy foods. And from green vegetables like kale.
Wait a minute, we missed this part. It's also key
to make muscles move, including your heart.
So it helps with that nice operation of your heart and your muscles moving and functioning well. It's like the grease between there, if you want to put it in what you relate to.
If you listen to Ashkenazi, they said you cannot have milk with your
cheese and your burger.
Yeah,
they're on some other stuff. All right, get calcium from
milk, cheese, yogurt, and other dairy foods, and from green vegetables like kale and broccoli.
That kale and broccoli always popping up, huh? Okay,
must be something. How much you need depends on your age and either male or female. Check with your doctor about whether you should take a supplement.
So you don't need no supplements, okay? But it's better to eat the food.
They always got to put that in.
They have to put it in there. All right. So what has the most calcium?
Most calcium, the highest calcium source of calcium is milk, cheese, and other dairy foods. Green leafy vegetables such as curly kale, okra.
Okra has some. I love okras.
Oh yeah, okra tea. But not spinach. Spinach does not contain high levels of calcium, but the body cannot digest it all. Soya drinks with added calcium, which you have to be very
Yeah,
strict
so we're not
on.
talking about no soya drink. Go ahead.
Bread and anything made with fortified flour.
Well, they'll put that in there because it's extracted naturally. But over here to the picture, you see you have some type of nuts over here. You have hazelnuts, the fish. You have
Some
your
scales.
greens, your peas, cheese, cabbage, legumes or beans, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, another type of green. You have eggs. That's what will be good there. Chromium.
You only
Chromium.
need a trace amount of this mineral, which helps keep your body sugar level steady.
So hold on. So this helps keep your blood sugar levels steady. So if you have fluctuating blood levels, diabetes, and stuff like that, this will help balance that. Continue.
Most adults easily get enough by eating foods like broccoli, English muffins, and garlic.
So eat a lot of garlic and broccoli. You can get that will help balance that out.
You may see chromium supplements that promise to help you lose weight, but there is no scientific evidence to back up those claims.
All right, so let's see. What has the most chromium?
Best source of chromium is brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast, remember we were talking about the different drinks like wine, kombuchas, and fermented type foods. However, many people do not use brewer's yeast because it causes bloating, abdominal distension like beers, and nausea. Meat and whole grains products are relatively good sources. Some fruits, vegetables, and spices are also relatively good sources. Now, you got to remember, all these things are to be done within moderation.
Moderation, yeah. So the fruit over here that talking about is number one is what? Grape. This is grape is an excellent source of chromium.
Right, and grape by itself is also used to produce wine. Also, you can eat all of the grape, the skin, the inside, and the seed. Also,
all of it,
good for your body.
The leaves and all. But Mishpachah, remember with seeds. Okay.
Yep.
Try to find fruits and vegetables that have seeds.
The seeds help with your blood and also helps kill parasites also.
So benefits of chromium. According to research, chromium may help lower your triglyceride levels and increase your HDL, which is the good cholesterol. It may likewise improve insulin sensitivity in people with type 2 diabetes. So grapes would help with that, balance that. By improving insulin sensitivity, chromium enhances your cells' response to the hormone insulin, which your body needs to regulate blood sugar levels. So if you have problems with your sugar, you can have some of this and it will help it balance it.
You can also
and that natural sweetness from the grapes will not affect your levels in the sense of you having issues with your sugar level.
You could also get raisins, which can also help. And the dried raisins that's naturally sourced, you can soak it in water, which will also give you that sense of health also.
Yes, Brother Atkins. Grape juice, it's not purple coloring. All right, vitamin D, like calcium.
It keeps your bones strong and helps your nerves carry messages.
So this will allow your body to function. So you won't have all this pain and stiff neck and stiff this, because now your nerves can freely pass messages back and forth to your body to help it grow and heal. Okay.
Telecommunications in your body. Careful time.
No,
it also plays a role in fighting germs.
So this is very important to have vitamin D, Mishpachah. It keeps you healthy.
Careful time in the sun, 10 to 15 minutes on a clear day without sunscreen is the best source. Sunscreen is.
Now, you remember we showed a video with those heathens putting on sunscreen and it blocks this, it blocks everything. And you look terrible from the UV. Your body needs this.
Yep, because that sunscreen will damage that large organ you have.
Our bodies as Hebrews are designed to take in that good, beautiful sun. All right. In moderation. That's why it says that. Okay. Continue.
Or you could eat fish such as wild-caught salmon, tuna, wild-caught, and mackerel wild-caught. There's a little in egg yolks, milk, and sometimes oranges.
All right. All right. So what has the most vitamin D?
Oranges and bananas are fruits rich in vitamin D as compared to others. At the same time, you can include spinach as they are an essential source of vitamin D also.
So spinach is also a good source of vitamin D. What foods has the highest? Let's see. Best, it says again, oily fish like the wild caught salmon and mackerel and sardines. These are good sources of vitamin D. All right. Other sources includes egg yolks, red meat, liver, and some, of course, some foods are packed with it because, again, fortified. So your body needs this, Mishpaka. Don't take supplements. Try to get the natural way of eating these things. Vitamin E.
It's also called an antioxidant, which protects your cells from damage caused by carcinogens.
So carcinogens is when you smoke or around people who smoke, cigarettes, pollution from the cars, a whole bunch of different things, burning garbage and all kinds of stuff. Vitamin E helps repair your cells from these things damaging it. Okay, continue.
Vitamin E also helps your cells talk to each other and keeps the blood moving. Sunflower seeds and
that
nuts,
good lubrication.
Mm-hmm. Sunflower seeds and nuts including almonds, hazelnuts, and peanuts are a good source. If you're allergic to those, vegetable oils like safflower and sunflower, spinach and broccoli have vitamin E too.
So if you have an allergic reaction to seeds and nuts, Mishpaka, because some people may have allergic reaction again, you can use spinach, broccoli, because they also have vitamin E too also, okay? So what has the most vitamin E? The richest
source of vitamin E are cooking oils, is especially wheat germ oil. Just 1 tablespoon of wheat germ oil may provide around 135 of DRV.
So olive oil is actually one of the best sources too. I didn't put it on here. And avocado oil, which you see right over here. Which fruit is very rich in vitamin E? Avocados. Avocados are one of the best sources of vitamin E from fruits. A medium-sized avocado contains around 2.7 milligrams of vitamin E. And you can buy the natural vitamin E, and you can rub it in your hair and your skin, and it's good for your skin and your hair and your nails. Folic acid. We're almost finished, Mishpaka. I know we're here. It's Saturday night, so hopefully nobody has to work tomorrow. For moms
to be, it's a must.
So folic acid is very important for women that are carrying child pregnant.
It helps make DNA and prevents Spina bifida and other brain birth defects. Asparagus, Brussels sprouts, dark leafy greens, oranges, and orange juice and legumes, beans, peas, and lentils are rich in folic acid. Your doctor may want you to take a supplement or two.
So lentils are very delicious, peas and beans, okay? Brussels sprouts, asparagus, dark leafy greens. These are good things to have in your diet if you are carrying child or plan to have children. For the sisters, this is something very, very good to have, okay? What has the most folic acid?
Good source of dark green leafy vegetables: turnip greens, spinach, romaine lettuce, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, beans, peanuts, sunflower seeds, fresh fruits, fruit juices. That's 100% fruit juice, not fruit juices.
Yeah, when you say fresh fruit juices, it's talking about you take the fruit and you juice it yourself. Not you go to buy something on the shelf that is there.
That's fortified.
That's fortified.
Whole grains, liver, aquatic foods like fish and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It scales.
And over here you see broccoli, pinto beans, seeds and nuts, asparagus, yeast extract, herbs, avocados, and arugula. Arugula is very delicious.
Oh yeah, salads.
All right. So this is something good to have if you plan to have children or become pregnant.
Vitamin K. You need it for blood clotting and healthy bones.
So if you cut yourself, Mishpaka, your body needs to clot to repair itself. Vitamin K is very important.
People who take warfarin, a blood thinner, have to be careful about what they eat because vitamin K stops the drug from working.
So sometimes you take blood thinners, and certain foods that have vitamin K in it will not allow that drug that you're taking, those thinners, to work. So you have to be very careful. A serving of leafy greens.
Serving of leafy greens like spinach, kale, or broccoli will give you more than enough K for the day.
All right. So what has the most vitamin K?
Green leafy vegetables such as kale, collard greens, broccoli. Now, you don't wash your collard greens in the bathtub, but make sure you wash
we're not talking about bathtub collard greens.
Yeah. Broccoli, spinach, cabbage, and lettuce.
So these are things to eat if you're trying to have that good vitamin K that allows your blood to clot. Okay. Again, let me go back again.
Brother Shay.
Yeah, 1 second. If you are on blood thinners, be careful, okay? And aspirin and different things that you're taking, be careful of that. Yes, Rebbe, go ahead.
When you have a chance that you can pause, I have a couple questions I'd like to answer on the Mishpachah, okay?
Okay. Matter of fact, let me see. Go ahead. I'm gonna pause here. Let me escape this a minute.
Okay.
I'll pause it and I'll play a video after this.
Okay, I got a couple questions, family, that were asked in the Q&A. Brother Gerald asked, just for clarification, is it okay to eat seaweed and not sea moss? Thank you. All right. I want you to pull up, Brother Shay, seaweed. Does seaweed have seeds? And the answer is basically no. Seaweed and sea moss pretty much is the same stuff, right? Now there is and seaweeds seaweed, those types of stuff produces spores. Okay, you can just type in the question, does seaweed have seeds? And you'll see the answer for that. So there are different types of the seaweed and so forth, and both the moss and the seaweed produces spores. Nor do they produce seeds or flowers. Okay, there is something called seagrass.
Yeah.
Seagrass have roots, and you can type in seagrass. Kelp.
I'm trying to remember which one it is, because
you can type in, does kelp have seeds? Does kelp have seeds? They don't have seeds.
They don't have seeds either. But
Yeah.
seagrass. Okay, I just looking at my
seagrasses have roots, stems, and leaves. Seagrass. It's all one word. Seagrass. It's all one word. Okay, they have leaves, flowers, seeds, roots, and so forth. But I'm not sure if people eat that stuff. But here's what I want us to do first and foremost, right? Because I know many of us have been brought up drinking sea moss, not really fully understanding how this thing is. And sea moss, of course, has certain vitamins and other things of that nature. But it does its life cycle is based on spores. It's not based on seeds. Okay, so go to the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verses 29.
I'm just showing the drink that they drink. They're making islands, sea moss, Irish sea moss, and stuff that people would boil and make the stuff from.
Yeah. So I mean, that's used for different reasons, right? Go to close to
Genesis what?
Go to Genesis chapter 1 and verses 29, and we're gonna read this thing slowly. That's one of the things that we have to do for understanding. He says, and Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth. The face of the earth, Mishpachah, is dealing specifically with on the ground, not in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's on the ground and ocean. And he tells us of all the earth and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be meat. Okay, face of the earth. So keep that in mind when we're talking about that. I guess seagrass is something that, because just think about it logically, right? Would Adam put on his little goggles and go jump in the ocean to go harvest
He's cast away.
Yeah, would he trek down the river Gihon and swim down the river Gihon into the ocean to grab some sea moss or sea? I don't think so, right? But nevertheless, that is my understanding of that whole thing, and I hope that makes sense to you all. Let me tackle the second question real quick.
Okay.
So, can we eat liver? And you can go to Leviticus chapter 3 and verses 3. Okay.
Chapter 3. Leviticus chapter 3.
Yeah, 3 and 3.
And verse 3. Okay.
All right. So one of the things that we tend to look at is what the Most High recommend for sacrifices, right? And this is the ordinance or the order of service that he expects for the sacrifice. This has nothing to do, in particular, with what you have on the plate per se, right? Now the thing that he says that is forbidden for us to eat, because what we're looking at in Leviticus is dealing with the priests, what they have to offer unto him, what he requires that they do to him, for him, right? But when it comes to what's going on the everyday plate, keep in mind that he says no fat, no blood, right? These are the things that we have to stay away from. Now, liver and kidneys, these things, tend to have blood or whatever. And so, and some fat. So you have to remove fat, you have to remove the blood. I, in particular, don't mess around too much with that stuff. It's not something that, but is it forbidden per se? Well, let us go to Exodus chapter 12 and verses 9. We'll probably start at verses 8 or so.
Do you want to come up to this one after?
No, we don't have to, because that will require me picking apart things, and that's going to eat into your time. So Exodus 12, and we're going to go to chapter 12, verses 8. Let's start at verses 8. Okay, and if you look higher up, it speaks about a lamb or a goat for Passover, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and let's see what it says. Verse 8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread with bitter herbs, they shall eat it. Verses 9 is interesting. It says, eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, and look carefully, it says, his head with his legs and with the pertinence thereof. Yeah. If you have to look that word pertinence in different versions, that word pertinence is dealing with the innards.
Innards, yeah.
The inner organs and stuff like that. Okay, internal organs. All right, so keep that in mind. So is it forbidden to eat? No, it's not forbidden to eat, as long as everything is processed the way the Most High asks us to process it, right? But I don't really fancy that thing per se. So just keep that in mind. That will be a personal preference for you.
On the list with a giraffe, right?
Yeah, the giraffe is one of those things, again, that we don't really think about. And we don't think that it's kosher to eat, but it is kosher because it does chew the cud and it has cloven feet. The problem is that the rabbis said, leave the thing alone because they don't know where to cut the neck. If it's right by the head itself up here or down at the chest, lower down. So it says, you know what? Just leave the thing alone. Let it run around.
You just look how the lion, where the lion grab is where you cut it, basically. Because they have to suffocate it right there.
Yeah. So I I am not in particular, when it comes to those types of things, like the livers and that kind of stuff. I don't like to really eat things that is utilized to process, but it does have a lot of iron, and you'd be surprised that even when you take some of your iron medication, it does contain the liver of cows. Okay, beef liver. There are some
Yeah,
iron.
make sure it's beef liver though.
Yeah, it'll say beef liver on it. There's some iron supplements that people buy, liquid form, and they drink that thing when if the iron is really low, and it'll give you a quick boost. But so just keep that in mind. So another question, let's see. So Herbie, are you saying we can't eat sea moss for health value or seaweed? It just put that in the same category as mushrooms. You're gonna find things that mushrooms have as far as the um vitamins, right? The B12s or the B whatever the case may be. For that reason, people may eat it. But the Mosai is wise in what he was doing. He told us what we should eat and what we shouldn't eat it. And if you want B12 or B whatever number it is, I am sure you can find that in something else that he has given us that we can eat, right? So mushrooms normally pop up on things when it's dying to help bring balance. And sometimes it adds a little bit of life to certain types of trees or whatever the case may be. And the Gentiles in Europe, that's what they have done for thousands of years. You know what I mean? So people tend to follow. We're in captivity, and the foods that we eat is modeled after what the Gentiles eat. So we're not doing so good to begin with. But as far as the sea moss and all that stuff, I'm just going to give you the information. We see what the Torah has to say. Even if it comes out of my mouth, thus saith Yehovah. I think that should end the conversation right
That's
there,
right.
right? Whatever the Most High said, you know what I mean? Otherwise, we're going to be caught up in much of our opinion, and it's not going to really go so well, because one opinion will generate another one, and there'll be no end to it. And then it'll be like, okay, what is the commandments? Is it my opinion that has created the commandments, or is it the Most High's word? Which one is superior, right?
Yep.
So yeah.
Most I always trumps everything at the end of the day. All right. Let me
All right. One quick thing. Liver capsules that some folks buy online. It's dry freeze and not cooked. Right. So if some of these supplements that you may utilize that may be from liver, like cow's liver, it's they take the meat, they freeze dry it, so it's not cooked. Keep that in mind when buying any type of stuff. A lot of stuff is not cooked. All right.
Just take time to do some research, Mr. because again, we are a broken people coming from all parts of the world.
And brother, if you have a difficulty and challenges as far as looking for something to replace that sea moss, you could always go and buy noni. Noni is also a fruit that has close to identical health benefits for that will actually take the place of that sea moss. So you're not losing out anything. Just get noni.
Yeah. Again, the Marvis, when it comes to the fat, we're forbidden to eat fat.
Yeah.
Okay?
To physically take it and eat it. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna if you're like roasting over the fire and stuff, that burns off and allows the meat to cook properly.
Yeah, that eating fat thing is more of a Hamite trait. So
They do that stuff.
of eating fat. So
blood and fat. Yeah. All right, let's look at this video. You want to send Ella? You want to send email?
Yeah, the fat helps to make the meat taste a little bit more juicier. You know what I mean? Fat actually helps a lot of things. Like we got fat in milk, we got fat in cheese, we got fat in a lot of stuff, and it really makes food taste better, right? So
yeah.
it's not saying, well,
flavor profile,
like because when you have beef per se, there are tiny bits of fat in there. He's not talking about that. He's talking about like consuming, as Brother Shay said, these whole portions of fat
Yeah.
and things of that nature, right? Fat can be used because the Torah actually tells us about using fat for other purposes.
Because your body does need fat, okay? But now, not how they put it. The Most High tell you, don't take it and eat it like that way. So we're not supposed to ingest it. People do that. So
I mean,
again, if
even
it's written, that means somebody is doing it or somebody has done it. All right, let's look at this video and then we're going to continue the slides. We're almost finished, Mr. Pekah. And fair use, fair use.
When walking through a grocery store, we expect food to be certain colors. Oranges are orange, salmon is pink, and pickles are yellowish green. But what if I told you that this isn't necessarily true? Unlike candy or cereal, we assume that the color of natural foods are a result of the environment. But some aren't actually the color we assume. That's because the government plays a key role in determining the colors of your food.
So the government's going to tell you what color your food's supposed to be.
And the trick about that is the food dyes and all that stuff. They come up with slick names now. They change the names of it to hide it in the food so that you'll still be eating those dyes because you wouldn't recognize it as red 40 and yellow and all this other stuff. But they have some fancy name for blue, whatever. They change it. Trust me, they change it.
For that, we can thank the margarine wars of the late 19th century. In the 1860s, butter was expensive. Without refrigeration, the product spoiled quickly. In response, the French invented a cheaper alternative called margarine. It was made by churning beef tallow, a form of animal fat, with salt and milk. Margarine was
and this is where we're talking about don't eat the fat. This is the example here that we're talking about. In this regard, this will be wrong. Okay.
A similar.
You see some email?
I don't eat fat also is because, especially these margarines and things, is because the same way when it begins to get cold within your body, that's what it's clog you.
It'll kill you.
Yes.
Because it clogs the arteries. Because that it melts and then it solidifies again in your arteries and veins and different things like that.
If you really want to know how that works and you don't believe it, just get some and pour it down your sink and leave it overnight and wait for it in the morning. Try to use the sink in the morning, you'll find out.
Yeah, if you ever worked with a plumber or seen how in these restaurants and stuff, they have something called a oil trap that they have to put a grease trap that they have to put the old grease and stuff down. Because if they put it in a regular pipe, it clogs the pipe. It actually turns into a hard, solid rock over a period of time.
Brother Shay,
Uh-huh.
when you have a chance for the fat Torah context, you want to go to Leviticus 7 and read verses 22 and 23.
Leviticus 7.
23 and 24.
All right.
Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, Ye shall eat no manner of fat of ox or sheep or of goat, and the fat of the beast that dieth of itself, and the fat of that which is torn with beasts may be used in any other use.
See, so any other use, go ahead.
But ye shall in no wise eat of it.
So you can use tallow in a lot of different things. Yes. We use soaps and other things we use, whatever, frying, cooking, whatever it is. But as far as to eat it just like how it is, because people literally eat it.
Fat and start eating it. No,
like how we see this butter right here or this imitation butter. They call margarine.
You get it on your food, and you see a big piece of fat on your food with your plate of food. I don't know if you order oxtails or something. Cut that fat off and throw it away. Don't eat it.
Well, the hamburger meat part that they add the fat back into it, when it cooks down, it melts away and it goes away. Yeah. It's not in the form where you're eating it.
That's another thing I don't mess with, hamburger meat, because you don't know what's in it. I would rather
grind your own meat.
I had a discussion with Brother Yuda the other day about that, and you better off just getting a piece of meat from your local place, grind it yourself,
Get a meat
and
grinder.
make yourself a burger. You don't know what's in the burgers out there. If you're eating man, rat, dog, cat, and pig, you don't know what you're eating.
The problem with the processing of cooking, I think, is we have to analyze that and compare that the way that we cook today versus in the old times.
Right.
Most people cook on open fires so that the fat naturally drains away. Like the George Foreman grill was designed to drain the fat away from the beef, because
Right.
you got bits, you may have fat within all things, right? Even within milk. But when you cook the meat a certain way, it drains that thing away. And that is mainly for health reasons. The Most I don't want us to, like Emo was talking about, and like you mentioned about clogging things up. I mean, that's based on health, just simple health. But fat is pretty much in almost everything.
Yeah, even plants have their own type of fat also. Yes, Elder.
Yeah, I always looking at the grind meat, the grind beef. In that the thing in the store, they take all the ends. I know about it because once
Parts. Thank you.
I know about that because this is something that I see they do. All the ends of the fat, the meat, all kind of things, meat, whatever it is, they put them together and they grind it, and they sell it as grind beef, grind meat.
Yep.
Yeah, they get. I see it already with my eyes.
Yeah. So
that's why I said people that looking for good health should not buy any hamburger meat. Grind it yourself.
Yep.
Yes, again, it's a process. Learn to do things yourself.
And it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Know where your stuff is coming from. You'll have a better outcome of what you're taking in your body. All right, let's finish this video.
But was less expensive and took longer to spoil. But unlike butter, margarine was white, the color of lard. So manufacturers added a yellow dye in order to appeal to consumers' palates conditioned by the color of butter. By the 1870s, margarine was flying off American shelves. Meanwhile, butter sales were falling. So the American dairy industry launched a propaganda campaign against margarine. The campaign published articles citing the use of dangerous ingredients and used obscene cartoons depicting the wretched conditions of factories. In 1886, the government passed the Oleomargarine Act to appease butter manufacturers. It permitted the coloring of margarine, but aimed to restrict sales by adding a 2-cent tax per pound, whether it was colored or not. The act marked one of the first instances in which an industry pursued government intervention in an effort to stop competition. But this wasn't enough for dairy farmers.
Can you go back real quick with the lady with the churn? Because I think it's important to see that visual. That happened so fast that we didn't see how people lived. But notice you got, just stop right there. Notice you have the female who was had the responsibility of getting certain things done at the house. Now that has changed, and since that has changed and many other things have changed, look where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're actually practically living as like some lab rat with some worldwide experiment.
The wheel.
Yeah,
rat race.
Yeah, if you learn to make your own butter, I know some sisters do that. My wife does that. Get the heavy cream, the good one. You have to know what type of thing to get, and you turn it. You make your buttermilk, your sour cream, your butter, and you'll have your own.
And I'm sure those women back then didn't have wings because of the time it took to make the butter, that exercise that they got in. That's part of good health.
Instances in which an industry pursued government intervention in an effort to stop competition. But this wasn't enough for dairy farmers, and they continued to seek government legislation. By the end of the century, 26 states had enacted anti-color laws that completely prohibited the coloring of margarine. Some states went as far as making manufacturers dye margarine pink so that consumers could discern the difference in products. In 1902, the federal government took it a step further and added a 10-cent tax on artificially dyed margarine, while the tax on naturally colored was reduced to a.
That's back then when there was fighting, fighting for good food versus bad food. Now, that's out the window. Ain't nobody fighting for that.
Quarter of a cent. In order to avoid the tax, margarine producers started using vegetable oil as a natural dye and even sold color capsules along with the white margarine so that consumers could color it at home. The margarine wars were coming to a close, but the war on food dye was just beginning. In 1906, the Food and Drugs Act banned the use of harmful coloring without labeling to conceal damage or inferiority. The government certified 7 colors for food use, not only because they were considered harmless, but because they were heavily used.
Now, yes, these are all harmless, but they are harmful, very harmful at the same time.
You'll see those same words coming back right now since it changed it.
Yeah, they changed these words and call it something else. But
these two at the bottom is back with the blue
and the green.
And the green. Those are the names they use now. They just switch it back.
However, the use of them was not required. Manufacturers could still use uncertified colors as long as they were labeled in the ingredients.
So let me pull this up real quick here to show you those colors. Here. Which one do you want? This one?
I'll trim them.
Okay. So this is bigger.
See the names. The red 40 is now Allura Red. The blue, as we talked about, is indigotine.
Indigotine.
Yeah, the other one is
indigotine. Brilliant blue. All right, let me pull up this one over here.
Yeah, raise that.
This is no open in preview. Let's see if you see it better. Let's make it bigger. That's choppy. So you can't
especially chewing gum. Chewing gum got so much stuff in there.
Let's see this one here.
So much stuff.
You gotta get the better pictures. But yeah, see, brilliant blue, indigonite, fast green,
yeah,
erythricine, Allura red, tartazine, sunset yellow. Yeah. It's like going to Home Depot or Lowe's and picking out some paint colors.
Yeah. What do you want in your food?
All right.
And American consumers still bought them.
If we didn't use coloring, our food products would look a lot different than they look. It may affect people's decision whether to buy a food product or not. But in addition to that, colors can also be used as a way to enhance flavoring or more.
The most I put natural colors in there for us, but we want to go a step further.
Importantly, to enhance freshness.
What we see on our plate determines how we taste. During one study by the British researcher J.C. Wheatley in the 1970s, participants ate steak and fries in a dark room. Subjects stated the food tasted normal.
Who wants to be a part of this experiment? Eat food in the dark and then put the lights on and then you see something else.
But midway through the meal, scientists turned on the lights to reveal that the steak was dyed blue and the fries green. Many participants became ill or lost their appetite.
That's like that green eggs and ham, a Dr. Seuss meal.
Yeah.
Merely at the sight. The experiment showed how our brains can alter the taste of food depending on our perception of color. In the early 1900s, the USDA began setting grade standards for the external appearances of certain foods. For example, no more than 4% of peas in a can of canned peas could be discolored. And
see, so they'll say, we'll allow some rotten stuff to go in there, this small percentage, but being a clean people, a clean nation, holy, we take all those bad things out and only allow clean stuff to go in there. But the heathens say it's okay to have 4%, 8% of poison or dirty or old or rotten stuff in your food. See?
In order for apples to be graded as US extra fancy, they must be colored 50% striped or partially red. These grading standards determine the quality of food based solely on appearance. But throughout this time, journalists continued to uncover more harmful properties associated with dyes and ingredients used.
See right there, the eyelashes. This is a manufacturer's version of the effect of this aniline eyelash dye, and it before and after. See,
Total blindness. People crazy.
You know, a lot of our people back in the day used to dye their. We talk about this in another class, but just real quick, used to dye their hair, and then when people end up having issues with their brains and stuff, the dye seep through into your tissue and cause all types of issues, health problems.
In food, drug, and cosmetic products. Then, in 1937, disaster struck. A Tennessee drug company began advertising the benefits of a new drug to treat infections. But the product was untested and was found to have toxic ingredients after over 100 patients died. The newly created FDA quickly enacted the Food, Drug, and Cosmetics Act. And unlike the 1906 law,
because cosmetics is the same thing as food, it's just you eating through your skin. Your mouth, you put the food, the cosmetics you put on your skin. So everything you put on your skin absorbs and goes right into your bloodstream, into your pores. So it's like you're eating the same thing. Okay.
Some of those things have fetus tissue in it also. So
yeah, you have to be careful what you're putting on your skin too.
only the use of certified dyes would be permitted by law. Regulations continued to strengthen, and the list of certified colors was frequently updated due to safety concerns.
There are 9 certified colors that are approved for use in the United States.
Pause it a minute. See right here? 9 certified colors. But truly, we should not have none of these in our bodies because they're not natural. In other words, the rule of thumb is if it's not natural, we shouldn't ingest or use it. Okay?
And the FDA has a chart with those 9 colors.
And these colors are prominent across the food industry, even in foods you may not expect. When you think about the color of typical pickles in a jar, you probably picture a bright yellow-green color like these. Although pickles are naturally green, this bright hue is the result of food dye. Yellow dye number 5 and 6. This dye keeps skin from fading while on shelves. Uncolored pickles, on the other hand, are much less vibrant and look like this.
So that one with Mount Olive,
one on the right,
that one is supposed to be holy, the holy, kosher dill. That's dyed up.
Yes, the one that says organic is the one that you should have. Organic. So if you want to get pickles, you get the one that's organic. Okay, so we have to buy some special pickles for somebody here.
So all the time we having a little pickles. It's all fluorescent stuff. We're having, huh?
Yeah, it's like drinking car coolant.
You know, Brother Shay, I remember when I was a child, we when we moved through New England and we went to the hay markets and stuff like that. You can smell the fruit. You know what I mean? You can smell as you walking into the hay market area where they were selling. The farmers came up with their fruits. You can smell the fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, you put the fruit up into your nostrils and you can't even smell anything. And the apples have taste in it. You can smell flowers. Now they don't even have roses. Flowers don't have smell anymore.
See, this is a brand here of pickles that you can get, Mr. Carr. So if you can see it. Right there. They come in different, there's hot, there's one that's not hot. But the ingredients is cucumber, brine, water, distilled white vinegar, salt. That's basically it. garlic, dill, habanero peppers because the flavor is that, and grape leaves. So there's no dye or anything in it, see? So basically look at the ingredients of what you're getting whenever you're buying it. Let me see if you can see it good.
Don't get excited about the color. I know you eat
All
with
right.
your eyes, but
all right, let's continue.
Now, what color do you think of when it comes to oranges? Obviously, the color orange, right? But that isn't always the case. In warmer climates, ripe oranges are actually green. And many residents of equatorial communities have never even seen an orange in food stands. Only in cooler temperatures does this green pigment die off, revealing an orange color. However, consumers in these areas associate green with an unripe fruit. So, in order to make oranges sellable in the US and European market, farmers in warmer states like Florida, where 70% of the US citrus supply comes from, and Texas often artificially dye them orange.
Texas!
However, the dye is banned in California and Arizona.
So we eating dyed oranges, see?
yeah, dye.
So,
It's in the word
so
dye, D-I-E.
they call evil good and good evil. So the green, or partly green fruit,
Naturally, yeah, when it naturally ripes.
nobody wants that. They say, nah, that's not ripe yet. Let's throw it out.
Yes,
and let's look for the one that is dyed orange.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've been in captivity a little too long.
Yeah.
We've been in captivity a
Salmon
little too
is
long.
another unsuspecting food that relies on
This is what Kiefer was talking about here.
dyes to make sales. Unlike wild salmon that is naturally pink, farm-raised salmon is naturally green.
Look at that, Mishbika.
Yeah, look like a snake.
This is farmed raised salmon.
Don't eat that stuff. Just like tilapia and swahi and bahi.
Anything farm raised. And let me explain the reason. Let me explain the farm raised, the good and the bad. If you're doing it yourself, meaning that you have an enclosed area and you know what you're feeding your fish.
And it's flowing.
And it's flowing. That's something different. These people don't do that. They feed it with all kinds of unclean things.
Yeah, corn and
pellets and corn and all kinds of stuff.
dog
So
food.
yeah, and dog food and cat food, all kinds of stuff to feed the stuff. And these fish turn out to be like this.
Mhm.
So they're not being fed what they're supposed to be fed.
Yeah,
So when you see farm raised, this is what they're doing, feeding it pellets.
flags.
And a lot of times it's overpopulated. It's like the water is not really clean. So it's best to get wild caught stuff. Okay, go catch it yourself. In other words, Hebrews don't like to do anything physical.
This is the key about actually, sweat equity, doing something yourself and really seeing the process of what is happening with it. It's just like beef. I mean, grass-fed beef may mean the cows are out there eating grass, but sometimes a grass-fed beef may mean they're dumping the grass in the cow's head.
Yeah.
So you have to know exactly where you're getting these sources are and what you're really dealing with. Back to the video.
Yep. Yes, Ema. Sluices. I'll do it another because for time's sake. We already past the time, but I'm just going to finish this video here.
Hey,
right.
The meat from wild salmon is pink because their diet consists of naturally pigmenting compounds from krill and shrimp. But farmed salmon are fed food pellets with astaxanthin, the FDA-approved dye, in order to turn them pink. This is because consumers have been shown to prefer darker shades of pink and will pay up to $1 more.
And that's very true because catching wild salmon and trout and stuff, the meat is beautiful and tastes totally different versus the ones that you get from the farm raised. So anything farm raised is suspect, Mishpaka. Stay away from that. Try and get things that are a wild caught. Okay. Yes.
Per pound for a darker color compared to lighter hues.
Fish is a huge problem when it comes to deception. You've got fish that's caught in Alaska, for example, sent to Asia for manipulation, sent back to Alaska, and then sent to.
See, so to catch the fish here, Then they send it to an Asian country to get contaminated,
Process. So.
and then they bring it back to sell it to you, and then they'll stamp made in America.
And you don't know if they're switching out that fish that they catch in Alaska and giving you the farm raised one.
Because they have shown documentaries, and there's plenty out there. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it, where they would swap it and give you other fish. So you think you're getting tuna, you're getting dolphin.
Yep.
You think you're getting this, you're getting something else.
Grouper, you're getting Swahili.
Yeah.
States for consumption in sushi bars.
See, that is
Some
sashimi
wheat
right
breads, cheeses, and others contain dyes as well.
By regulating this kind of food coloring or the use of food dyes, government is trying to protect people's health by stopping the introduction of harmful substances. But at the same time, this kind of regulation was adjusted so that this regulation does not affect the food industry in a devastating way. They don't want to ban or prohibit all of the synthetic dyes or prohibit the entire food coloring process.
Today, some companies are experimenting by slowly removing synthetic dyes from foods. Instead, they're moving towards the less vibrant natural dyes. For example, Subway recently stated it would stop using artificial dye to color banana peppers and use turmeric to maintain the bright yellow appearance instead. And Panera Bread removed the use of dye in its mozzarella cheese, which turned it from having a bright white color to a yellowish hue.
The standard the government uses is a reasonable standard. So
even in the mozzarella cheese, the diet white.
They don't have to be foolproof, 100% proven safe, but they have to be shown to be reasonably safe. So we allow.
Hear what he says? It doesn't have to be 100% safe, but it has to be reasonably safe. So just like the devil says, you shall not surely die. That's what he's basically saying here. Okay.
These little exceptions to the 100% rule, no risk rule, in order to accommodate a modern food system of having foods that are manufactured in different colors and taste and a variety of foods. But the problem with that is beyond just the questions of deception.
And that's probably a little package of applesauce, right? When you can go get a real apple and blend it yourself and make the real thing.
There was once a time when people picked up natural things and looked at it, and this is how men have evolved. This is the true evolution that they don't talk about. Yeah. So now everything is done in a box store where you have labels and plastic and you name it. That's crazy. I was looking at an article here, and it says that the salmon that is farm raised is fed grounded up feathers.
You'd be part of the meal. You'd be surprised. They put all kinds of stuff on experiment. That's why you can't trust those places. It's best to go out in the wild and catch them. And even sometimes, and they do this some places too, which you have to, be careful where you fish too, because sometimes they would, in some fisheries, they will release certain fish, and you can tell the difference in the fish when they release them. So just know your source where you're buying your fish from. Mm-hmm. If you plan to have your own fish, know your source, and once you get your fish, then you can start feeding your fish what is healthy for them, because what they eat, you're going to end up taking back into your body too.
Safety is the question of, is this the kind of food system we want?
All right, so that's for that video. Well, Mishpaka, I hope we learned something tonight. And I have a few more slides, but I'll save it for another time. You don't have to rush these things, as we say. So let me do this a minute. Put this back here, and then just go back up to right here. So being healthy is very important for us, because when we are healthy, we are being obedient, because the Most High says we have to take care of our bodies. Our bodies is a temple, and he gives us laws, statutes, and commandments on what we should be putting in that temple. We have all the information before us. We should have no excuses whatsoever. We just have, yes, we just have to basically start applying those laws, statutes, and commandments so we can start living. And you'll tell a difference in your life when you start applying it. A lot of the pains and aches and stress that your body go through, you will see a big difference in that. The environment where you live, when you move to certain places, you will see the big change in that. Clothing you wear, the music, everything. Once you start living the Shalom Torah life, the body becomes more healthier and you become a healthy Hebrew. So I hope we learned something tonight on this. They had a few more vitamins I was going to go through, but I'll save it for another time. Any last words, Kiefer? On
Health is wealth. It's either you do it now or you wait until you get your hopefully get your funds when you're up in age, and then you have to pay that doctor.
Let me read
Stay
this.
less, rest well, and shalom, family.
Let me show you something real quick, Mishpachah, because even in the kingdom, we're going to still have to revert back to, what is it, 22, revert back to eating healthy stuff. It says right here, verse 2, read that for me. Revelations 22 and verse 2.
In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits.
So this tree is going to bear fruit.
And yielded her fruit every month.
And
the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nation.
So we're going to still have to apply eating the right stuff to heal us, even in the kingdom too, okay? So, Rabbi, anything you want to add before we close out?
Yeah, you got to pull this link up for the Mishpachah. You got to pull this link up.
Send it to me.
Yeah, it's spinning right now. Hopefully you got it.
Okay, let's see.
Brethren, I don't know what else to say, but we are all in trouble. We have to find ways to, it seems like with knowledge, understanding comes responsibility, accountability, and everything is polluted. Make it a little bit bigger so one can see it. This is actual information, data. This is swine blood meal. Swine blood meal is a natural source of protein, which is used as an ingredient in the production of animal feed for swine, poultry, and you see what it says there? Fish, chicken, and fish.
You gotta look at that.
Okay. Please take some time and check that out. So
yes. Also, because I'm glad you said in blood meal also, they use it for gardening too. You have to know what type, because it's used in gardening. And if you know what type, if it's beef meal that you're using, whatever it is, that's something different. But we have to know what type of animal is being used.
Yeah, but fish should not be eaten blood meal at all. And then that stuff. So you're buying a nice piece of salmon or fish or trout or whatever it is that and the poor animals has nothing else they can do but just eat whatever the people are feeding them and things of that nature. So if it's wild caught, they might spray it with some chemical. If it's farm raised, it's fed pork, which is not good for our consumption. If you decide to go vegan, the stuff is processed with all kinds of stuff in it. And I've seen reports of they found animal protein in the so-called vegan and vegetarian food. So the only thing that is left for us is photosynthesis. It's for us to just go outside in the sun and just, we can't even do that because they're spraying the skies. They're spraying the skies. So what are we supposed to do? All right, family. That's all I got to say. I appreciate today's class. I thought it was going to be about just exercise, run up and down in a sweatsuit. But O'Shea pulled another good class. And Brother Kiefer also with, the information that we need. And I hope and pray that we all can take a second, third, fourth look at how we govern our homes, that we can have sentinels, we can have guards, to check things out, train the little ones to read, teach the little ones that we don't do this, demonstrate when we shop that we actually don't pick up certain things. Myself, all of us. You know, label certain places as graveyards, like maybe the Walmarts or whatever it is, and look for places that are actually, you know, about health. And some of the bad habits that we want to have certain types of snacks. It's like our carriages has more snacks than produce in it, and we have to learn how to be creative with the produce and things of that nature. So we have a lot of re-education that we got to go through.
Yeah.
But we got to start now, because, brethren, things are not going to get better. It's actually worse. The Gentiles is all about the dollar, right? The Messiah is not their Messiah. It's our Messiah. And he would not be partaking in this type of food. We know that for a fact. We know that we ourselves should not be doing these things. So let's change. All right. Love you all. That's my last few words here for tonight. Until next time, I say shalom.
Shalom, Elder.
Yes, shalom. Shalom, Brother Yonah. Let us pray, family. Let us pray. Prayer is important. Pray before we eat and pray without ceasing.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we are so thankful again tonight. What we have learned here tonight, Father, we don't get it anywhere outside. It's only here in this teaching ministry that we get in all this teaching. So therefore, Father, we want to thank you for all of us that participate tonight. Remember those that are not well. Father, I pray that thou may work a miracle in the body, that they may be healed and have a good night rest, that the body will be rest and the body will be healed, and they will give you thanks and praise. Bless Brother O'Shea, Father, with that wonderful teaching. Bless Brother Kifa for the reading, Brother Yonah, Father, our teacher. Bless him likewise, and help us as we are about to dismiss from one another. Dismiss us with your blessing and give all of us a good night rest, because we thank you. Through your Son Yeshua we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let
the words of our mouth and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in your sight. Oh, yeah, our strength and Redeemer. Mishpachah, if you didn't know before, now you know. Shalom.